You're listening to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes, the podcast where whiskey, cigars, and beard products aren't just a hobby, they're a lifestyle. Hosted by Adam, Paul, and Jerry, three guys with real experience, full beards, and even fuller glasses. Each episode serves up thoughtful tastings, laid-back cigar talk, and honest takes on beard gear and beyond. From top-shelf pours to everyday essentials, this is the place where conversations flow as smooth as the whiskey. So, pour a glass, light one up, and enjoy the ride. This is Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes.
Welcome to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. I'm Adam.
And I'm Paul.
And I'm Jerry.
And today we got some very special guests on with us. We're not going to be doing reviews of cigars and whiskey today. We'll just be drinking and smoking whatever we feel like. But I'm going to turn it over to our guests so that they can tell us who they are.
She's so great. She hates this so much. I'm John. This is my wife, Tanya. We are owners of Beard Apothecary. It's a full-service beard company for all your beard needs.
Very cool. So, just like always, we are starting with a palate warmer just to get the show started. So, I'm going to start with the guests. John, what are you drinking there? Tanya, are you drinking anything? And if not, then we'll just leave it with John.
I'm going full on with I popped the Penelope Cigar Session 1, and I'm pairing it right now with a Dissident Plasmatic.
Very nice. Very nice. Top left is Jerry. What you got?
I started out with a Chattanooga whiskey, the Cabernet finished straight malt whiskey, 95 proof, just their yearly release. And then I got a few other things to go throughout the night. I got a Penelope Takai cask and then a Still Austin cast strength bourbon over there. Finishing up a Dissident Rave cigar. And then I got a Stolen Thrones Three Kingdoms on deck once this one goes out.
All right. Paul?
I'm starting off this episode with some Rebel 106 here. Just did a kind of a Rebel blind tasting here a few minutes ago, and these Rebel pours are pretty fantastic. Price performers, definitely.
Yeah, so last week we had a hell of a revelation with this little Rebel that's sitting here next to me. And I still didn't get the cork situation fixed. But we came back to learn a love of Rebel again. That's some damn good shit, and I'm interested to see what you think about that, what you got in your glass there, Paul, because I'm going to have to look for that bottle.
It's a good one.
All right, so to get started, could you tell us a little bit about your company, maybe give us a little insight behind the name of the company, how it got started, maybe a little insight into yourselves, that kind of thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, and our story's kind of easy. I spent 25 years in corrections back in Connecticut, and I did a whole bunch of gang intel for my entire career. That was kind of my whole dig, and I retired in 2019, and we moved down here to South Carolina. And Tanya had the hardest job of all. She was raising our three demons. And my boys, my kids are 24, 26, and 28. I got three sons. They're our world. And her job was by far the hardest. And so we got down here and we started doing our thing here. And it was COVID hit. And that's when I started. I've been smoking for probably, 30 years almost. So it really ramped up. And I thought I smoked boutique cigars until I'd met some guys from one of the cigar clubs that I was in. And I was like, holy shit, I don't know what a boutique is. And these guys are smoking some next level stuff, and that kind of started my journey into it. I started growing my beard out in 2020. I always had a long goatee, and Tanya's sitting down here. I had a job from home, and she was kind of watching while I was doing the job. And I said to her, like, bro, you gotta do something. You're killing me. Cause she was like telling me what I'm missing as I'm watching this stuff happen. Like, you're missing this, you're missing that. And I'm like, no. Get it. You need to do something. So she ended up getting a candle making kit, and she created NPC Candle Company. And that's where she started. Little after, probably end of 21, going into 22, she started a candle company. And apparently everybody else did that as well. So there was like, there were just candle companies popping up left and right. And one afternoon, I'm on a herf with a bunch of the guys, and this new guy comes in who I'd never met before, and we're just going. He's a big personality, and we're just bullshitting. And I said, yeah, I'm trying to take the Sugar Mama road. And I said, my wife's got a candle company, and I'm hoping she's going to be, hit it big with that, and I can retire and just smoke cigars. And he holds up a candle and he goes like this. And I was like, bro, that's my wife's candle. How'd you get it? So that started the conversation, and he's quickly turned into one of my best friends as we've had conversations over the last couple of years. And he kind of helped us start the whole thing. As the beard was getting longer, he's like, bro, you probably should start using some oil or something in that thing. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? Like, if it was in the bathtub, if she had it in the shower, that's what I used to wash my beard. Like, I had no idea. And I just comb it out, and then it get all bushy and crazy. And so she started making oils for me, and then it just expanded from there. And that's pretty much it was a very simple evolution. The guys from the cigar community were absolutely phenomenal. They're probably our biggest supporters of the company. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the beards and the cigars. So it's been a whirlwind, to say the least, over the last year and change, because we're about a year in. Right? A year and a half? I can't remember anymore.
Almost 2 years in now.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years. So news to me. And
we started the journey 2 years ago.
Yeah. But it's been a lot of Tanya's extremely thorough. So whenever she puts her mind to, okay, this is what we're going to do next for a product, it's going to be researched like crazy, tested like crazy. We've got our crash test dummies, our core group of my friends that will get the samples and get to try them out, and they will do the like dislike kind of thing, add this, take this out.
The guys have been all involved in all the different scents we've had, a lot of the names that we've had with them. The guys have been involved in all of that. So a huge part of it.
So it's been a labor of love for sure. Working with everybody, and then just checking out and just seeing some of the things that are out there, and there's so much amazing content and products, and it's like, man, how are we gonna make our kind of our mark in this world, and as far as it goes with the beard stuff, because there are some incredible companies out there, and so I put it all back on what she's been doing with just how hard she goes into researching and putting the best materials in it and keeping it at a competitive price and getting it out there. So it's been fun. I mean, when we were about to launch the business, we had a meetup at a place called Anstead's up in North Carolina with a bunch of guys from one of the clubs that I'm in. And the night before, she's up until like 1 o'clock in the morning just packing bags. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, don't you worry about it. Go to bed. I'll sleep in the car. So she slept in the car, and we got up there and had about 9 of us sitting around, and she stops everything. She hands out little samplers, 6 samples, and she gives them to everybody. And she said, pick your favorite. And she wrote everything down, and the top 4 became our core line. And then the next one came down to
that was like they had no idea what they were smelling.
They had no information whatsoever. What would you wear every day? And it was fantastic. It was complete. Took me completely by surprise. I was actually testing them along with the guys, and then it's just been little things here and there. She did a collab with a friend of ours, retired Army, and he had a specific scent that he wanted. So she made the oil and everything. It was a small batch. Loved it. She made it into a full butter and oil for him, and some of the guys were smelling it and they're like, "Yo, we want this."
And now that's our bougie grunts.
Yeah,
is that one.
That one was born, and then I've got a very good friend of mine, Bernie. He's out of Pittsburgh, and Bernie's been huge in just helping out. He's got these crazy ideas for scents, so he'll always send them to Tanya. We'll try some different things out, and he actually came up with our Irish Goodbye that we did for our special for St. Patrick's Day, and we named it after Bernie because if anybody knows him, you know, you'll be sitting here like this, and all of a sudden he's just gone. I don't know how he does it. It's like magic. He literally just disappears. There could be 3 people on, and Bernie's gone, and no one saw him leave. So he got named. It was named the Irish Goodbye for him, and so we're trying to do those scents as we're going along. Just kind of the seasonal drops. We did our Daddy-O, which I believe you guys have. The Daddy-O was done for Father's Day, and that kind of reminds you of the Hawaiian Tropic suntan lotion. That it just kind of like the
nostalgia.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be just for Father's Day. And we extended it for the summer, and it was still going, so we just kept it right in the core line because it's just got a great feel to it.
It's been fun though. And then we started doing. I bought a t-shirt press, so we've been doing. I've added t-shirts to it. We do the t-shirts for all the special edition ones. We just did the mustache wax.
Yep, that came out.
That just came out. And then we have coming out next, I'm so excited about it. We have Ever Inked Tattoo Bomb. And
Nice.
It is completely all natural, nut free, safe for fresh tattoos, older tattoos, to moisturize them, brighten them back up. So this is I'm just waiting on the label, and then we're going to release it. So I'm super excited about that.
Best thing to come out of this is now I got to go get another tattoo to make sure I can test it. So I'll test it on a fresh tattoo shortly. But yeah, that was kind of it was just like a happy accident. We were just on a herf one day, and she's always out here with me. She'll come out, sit down. The guys love her to death. This is everybody's favorite Aldi. All right, there's a hashtag Tanya's our favorite Aldi. No matter where I am, there it is right there. Thank you, Joe. And it goes into and there's Larry. So it's without.
They're coming in.
Larry spelled it right. Yeah, that is my favorite Aldi.
So Larry is who? He's the one.
The moose.
Yes.
Yep. That's where the mustache wax came from.
Mustache wax. Yes.
So we named it after him. He was instrumental in helping us put it together. And Larry spent nights of just getting different mustache wax, trying different brands, and trying a whole bunch of different things, and then he would send me stuff, and I don't do the whole mustache thing. I don't have the patience for that. It's enough just to do what I do, and I'm out. And
but helpful as far as like texture, because John doesn't use it. We weren't sure. I wasn't sure exactly what texture it needed to be. So Larry, we did a face-to-face, and he showed us all of that. So he was huge help. So that's named after Larry.
It's funny that you the name Irish Goodbye and the reasoning for it, because I was looking up the various products on your website, and I noticed that it's conveniently out of stock. The Irish Goodbye. So.
It will be back. It will be back for next St. Patrick's Day. We are planning on bringing that one back. That one sold out. That surprised the hell out of us. That one sold out really fast, and all I got out of it was a little sampler. That was it. And then the shirt. Then she did the shirts, and I'm all about fucking dark, demons, destruction, all that kind of stuff. And she made this killer shirt with this fucking badass leprechaun demon on the back of it. Yeah, I didn't get one of those either. Everybody else did.
The good news is you know where it comes from, so you know how to get it if you really want to. But I noticed that was conveniently out of stock, and I'm fairly heavily tattooed myself, so I look forward to getting some of that tattoo bomb. I'm currently working on a leg sleeve, so I'll have plenty of reason to use it.
John is fully covered. Just about in tattoos.
Hands down, thank God I only got 2 knees, because that was absolutely heinous. I had both my knees done, and it was horrible.
My head was the worst. I've got.
Yeah.
You turned to a little bit too much, but
That was 6 hours of my buddy just sitting and drilling on my head, and I thought in several several occasions I was going to run through the wall of his booth because my legs were just trying like hell to get me the fuck off the table. It was everything I could do to lay there. It was miserable.
Yeah,
but
my knees, the knees were just, as he's doing it, he's doing the side of my leg, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I was falling asleep through my thigh and all that, and I'm like, all the adrenaline's gone, and now he wants to start the knee, and I'm like, bro, can we start the fucking knee first? When I'm jacked up, I'm like, I'm protein shake and fucking energy drink. I'm like, let's go, and he starts on the side of the leg, and then we go down across the knee. I'm like, we're starting there first next time, please, because I swear, the older we get, the more it hurts.
Oh, it was yeah. The last one I got was on my shin, pretty much exclusively. I mean, there's a good deal of it that goes over onto my calves and whatnot, but the majority of it just straight up and down my shin.
See, my shins were. I had no issues on my shins whatsoever.
It was
none.
It was not nearly as bad as my head. That's for damn sure. But it wasn't the most comfortable tattoo that I've ever had. So, So, Jerry, I know you've got a big list of questions there, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, we'll kind of get into the products here first. I ended up buying the beard oil and the beard butter sample kit, split it up between the guys. Comes with the Cheeky Chops, Siren's Call, Stogies, and Mug Rug. And if I remember correctly, I split up Cheeky Chops between the three of us. I kept the Siren's Call. I think I sent Adam to Stogies and Paul got Mug Rug. If I think I got that right.
Yep.
You guys want to see what you guys said about or think about that product? Because honestly, it's definitely one of my favorites over the last year that we've been doing some things. It's up there with one of my favorite products that I've ever used. And I am out of the little half-ounce sample oil. I do still have some butter, and I am definitely going to be grabbing something. I don't know which product, but this Siren's Call is right up my alley with that scent profile. It's a little bit cologne-esque. It's a little bit citrusy, a little bit fruity. It's nice. It's
so that was originally one of the original names of that one was the guys all tried to get it called Panty Dropper, but Tanya was not having that. So she is our voice of reason, because if you let me and the crew do our thing, there would be some ridiculously heinous names for that. But yeah, so that's where the sign that Tanya calls that the date night one. So,
it's fantastic smell.
Yeah.
That one, and if you like that one, you probably would like Bougie Grunt, which is kind of on like smells like the Chanel Blue for men. They're both like a cologne.
Yeah.
Cologne type.
That was the other one I was looking at. I'll probably end up grabbing both of them, but definitely one, if not the other, if not both. So what'd you guys think about it?
Yeah, I had the Mug Rug. I really like it. It's very it's musky smell.
Mm-hmm.
Really like it. I'm not a huge beard butter guy. I don't use that. I use oil all the time. But the balm, I mean, I've used the hell out of this one. I really like it. The consistency is not greasy, which a lot tend to be, and I really like the product for that. Cheeky Chops is the other one that Jerry sent out. That scent, that scent's awesome. I think I prefer the Cheeky Chop scent over the Mug Rug, but the Mug Rug is kind of unique, so I've been using more of that, to be honest. So, I really like the products. The scents are great.
And that was one of the biggest things that she worked on was she saw, like, I had a couple different samples from friends of mine who were sending me stuff and like, dude, try this. And I was trying it. Like I tried the pomade and the balm, and I'm like, man, it's like a shield.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling. So then I saw some of them and they were super oily.
Well,
and I'm like, yeah, no.
We had ordered a few from some bigger companies of butters, because John never used them, and the texture was just like lotion, kind of like a weird sticky texture. So I wanted ours to be, I worked really, really hard on figuring out how to make it not greasy. And the biggest difference with ours is that it's whipped, and that's what gives it that consistency, so that it's harder when you're taking it out, and it melts right away in your hands. It's not greasy. John will put the rest like on his, his shaved head or his arms, soaks right in. I'm really super proud proud of our beard butter. Like,
Yeah, no, really like it. You hit it. It's not heavy and it's not greasy, and a lot of them are, and that's why I don't tend to use them as much. But yeah, no, it's great. I have it in right now. It's it's not heavy. It's not greasy at all. It's not coming. I mean, I put it on a couple hours ago, and it's not coming off my hands, which tells me that it's absorbing in good. And I'm the same way. When I'm done, it goes right up to my head, and I just wipe my hands off on my head, and my head's not glistening or gleaming or anything like that. So it's absorbing well, which is a testament to the good ingredients you guys are using. And so big fan, definitely.
thank you.
Yeah, so I'm going to echo what he said. The Stogies is right up my alley. I really like tobacco scent and the leather scents and things like that. My beard oil. One of the big things that I look for with a beard oil is, does it clog up the follicles? I've had lots of issues where I'll scratch and it's painful. It feels like it's real stiff in there, and it actually hurts like hell. And it didn't do that. It wasn't real greasy. There's lots of transparency with the ingredients, which I really, really like. I think you guys are doing some great stuff here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very pleased, very big fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, I go from I was real big into cheeky chops, that's all I was using, and then she started. Then I grabbed just one morning. I grabbed the Stogies. I'm like, oh, this is the one I love, and I go through that. Then I grab a Daddy. I'm like, oh, this is the one I love. So it's like it makes no difference to me anymore, because I just enjoy them. Like, it depends on what I want to smell like that day. And the only people that smell me are when I go to the gym in the morning and it's fresh. I'll get the, dude, what are you wearing? And other than that, it's the dogs. So I don't go out much, but
Or her. I would hope she catches a whiff of your beard every now and again, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, for me, down here in Florida, it's humid 99% of the time. So the beard, I tend to go more towards beard butter versus beard balm, just to kind of help the flyaways and the humidity aspect. And most balms are, like you said, it's too heavy. It makes it feel like the beard's too weighted down, doesn't feel right. So when I started finding about balms, I've liked a majority of them. Like Paul was saying, there are a few out there that are greasy or heavy or whatever, but this one, it absorbs real quick. I typically do oil, throw it to the skin, rub it into the skin, let it sit there for a minute or two, brush it, and then throw balm and hit the hair itself, or butter, I should say, and hit the hair itself, and it absorbs real quick, and it does what it needs to do. I don't have these crazy whiskers going left and right, and the consistency is perfect. I like a little bit harder to get out, so you could actually like pinpoint how much you could pull out at once. There's some out there that it's almost like a lotion consistency. It's kind of hard to pick out exactly what you need, and then you overuse it or you don't use enough of it. But yeah, these products I have enjoyed, at least the two I've tried. And then I smelt the other two samples before I sent them out to those guys. And yeah, it's great, fantastic scents. I'm definitely interested in trying out the the Bougie Grunt. I think that was the other one that caught my mind. Yeah. That caught my eye. And then the Irish Goodbye, just because of that logo you had on it, that leprechaun.
Right.
It's a cool thing. I was looking through the website and I saw that, and I was like, I don't even know the scent, but I kind of want to try it just because of that logo. It's cool.
I want it. I can't get it.
Right.
As soon as somebody tells me I can't do something, that's the only.
I gotta try and do it now. Yeah.
Like when COVID hit and they said you can't go anywhere. I'm not a go places person, but as soon as they said you can't go somewhere, it's the only thing I want to do is fucking go somewhere. So.
And we've had some fun with the shirts and the sayings and just all the different things. As I started, we're doing this from the ground up. We've never run a business like this before, so I'm like trying to watch the social media side, and I'm like, fuck, I'm 57 years old and I'm trying to get thousands of followers on TikTok and this one and that one. I'm like, it's a fucking full-time job. So I was starting to cut videos, and one day I just said this. I was just going, and I've done training for 25, 26 years. I did trainings for 300 people to 6 people to 1 person. Didn't matter. So I have no problem talking and just coming off the top of the head. And one afternoon I was sitting out here doing a video, and something hit me, and I just came out with the "Don't let the beard look weird" and "Stay metal, my friends," and because I'm straight metal and for music, and it just stuck. So I use that as a tagline. So she's putting that on shirts, and the last one she made me was a skull with a hat and a beard, doing the devil horns, and the back of it said "Stay bearded, stay brutal," and I was like, that's fucking me all day. And I get in the gym, and people are like, "Dude, that shirt's fantastic. Where can I get one?" I'm like, I know a guy.
Those will be.
Yeah,
we'll be getting those on the website. So.
Yeah,
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and she's so creative with things, and and we've had so much help. We sponsor a couple different podcasts. We sponsor Toro Cigar Company's podcast, and we sponsor the Real Smoke podcast as well. And it's just been so much fun. We had our friend Jake helped us do a commercial, so we've got a commercial that was put together for the company, and then for Real Smoke, those guys will just shoot like a 30-second to a minute video, whatever you want to promote, whatever you want to do. So I just come up with like stupid ideas, and they put it up there in the podcast. It's having fun, and technically I'm retired, but I still got to enjoy myself, because if when it stops being fun, then it's a job, and sure. I'm all set with that. So
that's the candle company. We've kind of dwindled that down, because I did a lot of markets with that. That was going to all the farmer market, the big markets, and lugging all of that around. And, it was so much fun, but there was so much oversaturation of all these different brand new companies. And my product was amazing. Like, you can buy my candles that are on the website. The guys have been buying those scents for three years now. Yep. From me, that I was specially making them for the cigar guys. But the fun was gone on the candle side, because it just was, I'm a perfectionist. So it's everything had to be perfect. The wicks had to be perfect. The pour had to be perfect. Like, it was exhausting, and it wasn't fun anymore. This now is like so much fun.
It's so funny, because she was doing a new candle, and for the website for the beard company, and she's like, these are the notes, these are what you smell in it, and like, I just can't think of a name, and she's going on and on and on. She gives me the notes. I walk right by her. I'm like, just make it fucking leather bound. She's like, that. I'm like, should just ask me fucking 20 minutes ago.
I overthink a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Larry. Guys are all over us about making beard wash and conditioner, and so the research went into that big time. And she did 2 different brands of it, 2 different styles of it. She did an unscented wash and conditioner, and then she did one with a little peppermint rosemary. And it's that peppermint rosemary just rocks. I love that one. So, but it's good, and talking to people about it is pretty funny. Because they're all kind of the same thing, and they're like, do you do it every day? And I'm like, I use it every couple days, because and here's a bunch of grown ass men talking about how to fucking wash their hair.
Everybody's different. Like, the texture of all of your beards are completely different. Yeah. So it's just like women. There's some that can wash their hair once a week, and then I have my dry, frizzy hair that.
Yeah, one of the things that I seem to be gravitating to doing this podcast is trying to find good beard wash and conditioner. I know this was, I don't know, back in high school, college, when I started growing some stuff out, whatever, if you want to call it a beard, you can. But when I started getting some facial hair, it was basically just head and shoulders up here, head and shoulders here.
Yep.
And I couldn't figure out why Head and Shoulders supposed to be dandruff free. Why did I always have dandruff using this stuff? And then I've come to find out that it helps if you have the dandruff. It doesn't help if you didn't have it.
Yes.
Yeah. If you didn't have the dandruff and you use it, then it's going to dry out your hair. So over the last probably since COVID, so 5-6 years, give or take, I've been trying different shampoos and whatnot, and then joined this podcast back in 23, I think it was, and trying different beard wash and conditioners and just to see what different ones are. It's fun because there's so many different like ideas with the beard wash and conditioner. They could have the same ingredients, but they'll feel completely different.
Yeah.
And they'll make the beard feel completely different. So, and like you said, everyone's hair is different. So what might feel good in my beard might not feel good in yours or Paul's or Adam's. So it's not obviously you guys know it's not a one size fits all sort of deal, but if you got a good beard wash, beard butter, beard oil, beard balm, whatever, it should work in most people's beards.
Yep.
And there's been a few products that we've reviewed on here. This is definitely one of them that seems to work well in the majority of beards out there.
Yeah,
Well, I tell everybody everything that happens with this company, as far as everything that's made, is all her. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just the pretty face that puts it out there for everybody. She is my mad scientist. Tanya's the one who handles all that. She's going to be going back to Connecticut for a couple of weeks to see her mom, and I'm fucked. I'm like, bro, you got to make some shit because you don't want me doing this. Like I can pack it. I can send it, but making stuff, no. I put the strings on the car diffusers. That's all I'm good for there.
Yeah. So
I feel like the wash is looking at I obviously haven't tried your wash yet. I'm going to, but I feel like that's a big miss for a lot of brands where they feel like they need a wash and a conditioner, and I feel like they kind of phone it in, and they don't stick true to the ingredients. And I've tried some washes that just strip all the oils out of your beard. This
is not one of those. That's why I only use it every couple of days. It does not strip it. When you put that conditioner back in, it lathers up as a small, maybe a dime size to a nickel size in your hand. It lathers up really well. And I mean, smoking a lot of cigars, the mustache gets that nicotine in it, washes that right out. And it feels clean. And then you throw the conditioner in, leave it in for a few minutes, and then you wash it out. And it's so soft, and it's just like it revitalizes it. And then you hit some oil in it before you go to bed.
I'll use that conditioner on my hair. Is like that super, like hay texture hair, like frizzy, and the conditioner works amazing in my hair. Like I absolutely. So the unscented, to me, so it's unscented, but
it has a scent. You're not.
In order to smell, it has a little bit of like It has hemp seed oil in it. It's got the hemp, so but it doesn't smell like that normal hemp. Did any of you guys ever use the hemp HEMPZ lotion?
No,
that one. Okay, it kind of has that smell into it. It's like a sweet, like a little bit of a sweet smell. So it's not. There's no fragrance itself in it. The scent is from the ingredients in it, but it has aloe and it has the hemp seed oil, so it makes it just it's really great on my hair. I love it on my hair, so that's saying a lot honestly for the conditioner. So but yeah,
that's actually a point that I'm glad that you made, because it's something that we've actually talked about several times, that a lot of these products might be marketed towards men, but women can use these products just as well. And I don't, I think a lot of people probably hear us. We're, three dudes, two of us are bald. We got beards, whatever, they don't want to hear what we have to say about what women can do and what women can use and things like that. But these are products that women can absolutely use as well.
It's funny you say that, because a good friend of mine from Hayes Gray Cigars, Rui, his girl Val, will, whatever he gets, she ends up taking like the extras, and she puts it in. She uses it in her hair all the time, and
Awesome.
it cracks me up.
yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you're gonna need some more stogies, or you're gonna need some more cheeky chops," and he's like, "Do I really?" She's like, "Oh yeah, you're almost."
I could very easily switch over. I could very easily add a whole women's line to mine, but but I'm going to learn from past mistakes of the candle company, because I also ventured out into soap making and, body sprays and roll-on perfumes. And I just went on and on and on. So I'm going to control myself and not do that right now, because I easily could.
Yeah, because I've lost a
But
bedroom, part of a
It's
kitchen,
taken over.
part of a dining room, most of the garage. Just shit. There's just shit everywhere.
Yeah, that's my goal, is to get the company big enough so that I can rent somewhere, not as a brick and mortar, but rent somewhere to like leave the house to go to work and have everything in a different spot that's not the house.
That's one of my best friends.
That's my
And
biggest
he texted me going, "Who's that girl sitting next to you?" I said, "Who the fuck you think it is?" Who the fuck else could it be, Rob? I don't know. I just found some girl on the street and said, "Hey, I need
Rob
help."
that I've known for 33 years now.
But yeah, it's solid ingredients in the both the butter and the oil. In the butter, you got shea, kokum butters, mango butter, coconut oil, cocoa butter, jojoba oil, argan oil, vitamin E, arrowroot, and then the fragrance for it. The oil has jojoba oil, apricot oil, argan oil, hemp seed oil, vitamin E, and the fragrance. So everything you're looking for, great ingredients.
And I buy we have multiple of them are the organic ingredient, and I only buy the premium top quality ingredients. Like nothing is, the butters are not just from in Amazon, you know what I mean? Like everything is very, very high quality that I purchase.
No, you can definitely tell by using these products. And that's with any brand out there. There's ones out there that have like 20, 30 different oils in there versus something like this that just has the 5 or 6, and there's a few other companies like that. You could tell which ones use the high quality oils inside their carrier blend, because it shows. You don't need 50 different oils in there to make your beard feel good. You just need the right ones and from the right source to make everything feel good.
And I had to find the right mixture too. Like John's allergic to almonds, so that's why there is not almond oil in any of them, which is so typical to see in most of the products that are out there.
That's a hint. If John dies, you should put almond oil somewhere.
And that's with also the butter, is that I wanted the 4 different butters. A lot of the time, the shea butter is typically a lot of shea butter that you'll find, in there. But I wanted 4 different butters in there, so that was like a whole another thing that I, really trial and error of which ones were going to end up making the cut. Yeah, I didn't want it like anybody else's butter, and I know it's a phenomenal product, and it's marketing, getting it into the right hands of people, and that, because it's a really great product.
Yeah,
we're in the process of working out the details to go online with it, as far as like with TikTok, so we can actually use it on a TikTok shop and get it into the affiliate program and all that. I just got to my 1,000 followers on TikTok, so I could start doing affiliate stuff and just watching how that works and just kind of going from there. I want to be able to quit the day job and do this and selling cigars full time. So that's a retirement goal.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
What's
a plan? It's a shitty plan, but it's going. Yeah.
Are you still in corrections?
No, I retired in 2019, and in 2021 I got a job working for a company where I do investigations that are all. How does Jared not see this? My child keeps calling and is going right to her computer, and I sent him the link to let him know that we're live. So I retired in 2019. We moved down here. I worked for a little bit in South Carolina corrections, and COVID hit, and I was miserable. And I spent most of the time in the garage smoking cigars, listening to music, and refurbishing my father's and grandfather's tools because I had no idea what to do with myself. He's like, "Bro, you got to get a job." because I was going stir crazy, and I found this company. A bunch of my friends worked for them, and so we listen to inmate phone calls throughout the country. We're contracted, and so I do investigations. So if somebody does something wrong in a prison, they say something on the phone. I'll get the report. I do the investigation. The report goes up the chain of command, and it goes to the facility for them to take a look at. And I've been years doing that. And it was my job. I did nothing but investigations, and so it's fun. I have a great time with it. But I just want to be doing the cigars full time. I've got 6 amazing companies that I'm working for. I just recently got brought in as a part owner of the Cigar Clowns out of New York, so I've got that going, and there's just I'm barely scratching the surface with getting out to different lounges and getting the brand out there some more. So the different brands that I have. So it's been it's really I found my passion again. I found my love. That's my passion before was hunting gang members and learning gang stuff, and that's what I did. And then now I've refound it. It's resparked with the whole cigar industry, and I'm having an absolute blast with it.
Okay. Well, 2 things real quick before I shut up again. So one, I'm a fellow metalhead, and I just spent the weekend last week at Louder Than Life. I don't know if you're familiar. Yeah. I guess so. It was miserable. It was absolutely miserable at the same time. So hot, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But at the same time, I got to see some bands that I hadn't seen in years, like Mudvayne. I got to see Mudvayne back together, except for, their guitarist. He wasn't there. Got to see Max Cavalera, who I've never seen live. Got to see Spine Shank, they split up many years ago. Yep. Kitty was there. Then I got to see a bunch of bands that I've never seen before. I saw Manson again, saw Zombie again, but I got to see a bunch of bands that I'd never seen before. So that was really cool. But I'm going to be in the New Yorkish area starting on Thursday. We're driving up to Maine. We have to drive through New York. So I'm curious where in New York is that cigar and where can I get my hands on any of those products while I'm driving through New York?
Absolutely. So where are you driving up from? From Kentucky?
Kentucky, yeah.
So are you heading through Pittsburgh area at all?
We'll be in Pennsylvania. We're going to drive up through Scranton so I can go see the Dunder Mifflin Tower.
The Electric City. So I'm a huge fan of The Office. And our first trip down here, I was completely geeked out because we stopped in Scranton. I texted my son. I said, "I'm in the Electric City."
That's right.
It wasn't filmed there. I said, "I don't care."
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, if you're going through Harrisburg area, does he have them currently? There's I would have to I'll hit you up because I got to think about the lounges that have them up in that as you're going up that way. I know there's some in Ligonier, there's some in Pittsburgh. We've got 2 lounges in Pittsburgh with the Clowns. We've got lounges through Jersey, New York, and if you're going through, there's 1 lounge in Connecticut that carries them, but that's going to be depending on if you're going up 15. It's up in Naugatuck. Stogie's has them. In Naugatuck, that'd be a little off the beaten path because you're going to take 95 the whole ride up.
I have no clue. So the way we're going from here to Scranton, then Scranton right up into Maine. But on the way back, we're going straight over to Buffalo so that I can go see Highmark before they tear it down, and we're going to go to Niagara and then shoot straight back
down. I can get a list of it. Well, if you just go to the website, Cigar Clowns, and there's a store finder there that'll give you everything that's up in that area. Okay.
Yep, I'm there now.
Where are you going in Maine? That's my favorite place. I love Maine.
So we're going. It's actually we're going to. Bar Harbor. We're going to.
No. It's Bar Harbor. No R.
Bar Harbor. Yeah. Well. We're going to Portland and Kennebunkport, and then that's where we're starting. and then we're going
Okay.
down to Boston and Salem, which I think Salem, Massachusetts in October is probably the coolest fucking
Been
thing.
here, done that.
Yeah.
We had a blast.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
So I'm real
Do you
excited
drink
about
beer?
that.
Do
Oh
you
yeah.
drink beer? Okay.
Oh yes, sir.
Maine Brewing, number one.
Okay.
And then when you're coming down through Boston, if you have to hit Treehouse and Trillium.
Okay.
They will change your life.
Okay. I'll be on the lookout for those. I've got one day where my sister set aside for they being, the females of the family to go shopping. I told her I'm not fucking doing that. So I'm going to go to, I want to see Sam Adams while I'm in town because I love Sam Adams. I want to go to Privateer Rum, but I'll make sure to look out for those two distilleries as well. Or those two.
Treehouse and Trillium put out some of the most amazing. Trillium is just next level beer.
Okay.
It is, and Maine Brewing has got they do lunch, they do dinner, they do thank you. Anything that you can get from them is worth it all day.
Okay. Now do they have a wide variance of types, or are they all?
I got everything. Yeah, they have everything. I'm a big IPA. That was my thing, was IPAs, and then when it got cold out, then I'd be doing the stouts and the porters. But down here, I've not found beers very happily down here. Like, it's nothing. I was spoiled with Vermont and Maine and Massachusetts and Connecticut with some great breweries. So I literally stopped drinking beer, and it's all been whiskeys and bourbons. So
congratulations on the whiskeys and bourbons, but there's some pretty great shit in Asheville. Asheville, my type
that's a fun place.
Awesome, just awesome breweries up there. They're great. I'm more of I like porters and stouts, love them, but I'm more of a lager guy than I am an IPA guy. The IPAs are a little bit too piney for me. But I do like the heavy hops, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
I don't like IPAs, but I like heavy hops. So
that's what you want to stay. You want to stay to the New England IPAs because they're not. It's not that pininess of the West Coast IPA.
Sure.
Like when you're playing with Simcoe, it was so bad I could tell you what hop was in the beer. But the Simcoe was always my favorite. The Simcoe and the Mosaic, and that's going to be prevalent in your East Coast IPAs as opposed to that real piney West Coast. I agree with you.
Yeah,
you got two other guys in here that probably used to be able to tell you which hops were in it. Between me and Paul, we were heavy into that craft beer scene a couple years back.
John was like a little kid when our son went to college in Vermont because he was about a half an hour above Stowe. So we would go up there, and
The Alchemist.
He would be running out. He'd be like coming out like.
She said you were skipping. I'm like,
just a whole box of.
It sounds like you were skipping when you left the brewery because I had Heady Topper and Focal Banger. I had these are like the Heady Topper at the time was like the top IPA in the East Coast.
Cloud Drop. Yeah. We had like all these different ones. We would come home. I had to buy him a beer fridge because.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad, and then it started taking over not just his fridge, but then it would move into our regular fridge.
I'm sure he was miserable with the fact that you bought him a beer fridge.
You know what happens to that beer fridge now?
It's a beard butter fridge.
Yep. I don't keep any beer in it, but the butter goes into it now. It's got all my stickers all over it, and the butters go in there. Yep.
There's a brewery here in town. It's kind of a jacked up story, but when they first opened it, they opened it with a German as the brewmaster, and they were doing all German style beers, and they've got a German style bar in there that's it's really high. You can barely see over it as a fully grown adult. Of course, I'm 5'7" on a good day, so it's really not that tall, truthfully, but it's tall enough. Anyway, they were doing all German style beer, and then he got married, or he was getting married, and he took his fiance, who was American, back to Germany to meet his family, and they got married in Germany. And when they came back, his work visa had expired, and they wouldn't accept his marriage and let him back into the country. So he had to go back to Germany, and they ended up getting an Irish brewmaster. So now they're doing German and Irish. But my favorite beer of all time is there, and it's called Doppelbock, and it is so fucking thick you can damn near chew it. runs out of there almost like molasses. It's just super.
Yeah, I love that. It looks like motor oil, and it's got the
God, it's fan. They serve it to you in a traditional size stein. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it.
A few years ago, we did my son and I with my mother-in-law and father-in-law went to Ireland, and oh boy, let me tell you, Guinness was breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it is absolutely the truth that it is different over there than it is here.
I'm sure.
Yep,
Sure.
It's fantastic.
I'm sure. There's actually I've not watched it yet, but it's a semi docu series on Netflix called The House of Guinness.
I just saw it advertised.
Yeah, I'm really excited to start watching that. So, I love beer, love bourbon. So very excited to get up there and check out some of those. And I love rum. So I'm very excited to get up there and check out some of those breweries and distilleries that have got in the area. So
there's a lot of good stuff in that area, and I'm telling you, it's the water. The water up there is just so clean and so crisp. It just changes the beers for the better.
Okay. Well, definitely looking forward to that, and trying some seafood that isn't days old. That would probably change my outlook on the whole seafood industry.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in Kennebunk and Portland.
You'll have to, through there near Portland. My mom's whole family, they're from Westbrook, Maine. So we would go up all the time in the summer to Old Orchard Beach.
Okay.
Which is all right near Portland, Saco, like all that whole area. It's a beautiful, beautiful beach.
I think my
favorite.
I think my sister had plans for us to actually be able to hit that up. I know we're going to we're doing a lobster fishing somewhere while we're up there. So that'll be, but and then she talked about whale watching, taking my dad whale watching, which if you know my dad, which nobody on this call does, that is not my dad at all. My dad is a Marine Corps drill instructor, he's not having it. He's not having it. I don't know how to make that happen, but the lobster fishing thing, he actually agreed to, and I'm pretty excited about that. That'll be pretty cool. Catch my lobster.
You have to eat a whoopie pie.
I'll try to remember that. What is that?
You have to have, it is,
you know what a devil dog is?
Maybe.
The devil dogs, it's a devil dog on steroids. And it's a chocolate top and bottom cake-like brownie with this magical cream in the middle.
But Maine has the
it's another one that'll change your life.
Maine has the absolute best. That's whoopie pie.
It'll change your life.
And
the Little Debbie devil, whatever, the little roll thing.
Okay.
The whoopie pies, and then there's Amato's. It's Amato's. They're Italian sandwiches, but they're not like typical. It's ham and ham, tomato, green peppers. It's like a specific way they make them. I've eaten them my whole life going up there, and it's all about the bread.
They're
it is delicious, but Amato's was the first one to make them there.
And they're called what again?
An Italian sandwich. And then they also sell whoopie pies there also.
Okay, at Amato.
That's like, I can't. That's so good.
Okay, I'm a very, very, very big fan of Italian food. So anything that comes
it's not your typical of Italian, like you would get like an Italian grinder or
you're not getting like gabagool and
it's just
that kind of shit.
It's just ham.
It's ham, cheese, and they're delicious.
They're delicious. They put like oil on it. It's just that it's their version of. It's just always been called the Italian sandwich.
Okay.
The Italian grinder. It's specific to them, but it's so good.
Okay, I will look out for that too. I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. I'm not excited for the drive. We're driving straight to Maine.
Once you get past a certain point, there's no traffic. You just go. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm sure of that. However, I've got an issue where I fall asleep.
That could be an issue.
Drive,
for sure.
And
neither one.
The bigger issue is that I'll have 3 kids in the car, so it's going to be an experience for sure, but it'll be a good one in the long run. So I'm excited.
Oh, it's going to be wonderful. That's when we drive home. It's about what 14 to 16,
14 hours, but
16
we'll stop.
hours.
So we'll go home once a year for the holidays, and I'll drive to Pennsylvania. We'll stay overnight in Pennsylvania, meet up with a group of our friends from all over the place. We all meet at one of the lounges, and then the next day we'll drive back into Connecticut for the week.
Yeah.
You guys are all psychopaths. I don't drive more than 2 hours. Airplanes were invented for a reason.
I drove 3 hours to Dunn, North Carolina for an event. I left there at 7 in the morning.
Yesterday.
I got there at 10. I did the event until 5:30. Left there and drove 3 hours home.
And I don't drive at all. I sleep.
Yeah, it's like a rock.
I'm afraid to drive on highways. So.
Well, I guess if I could sleep in the passenger seat and my wife would drive, I'd be okay to it. But
I have the little passenger princess sticker on our car, so.
I would wear that tiara if I was allowed to sleep in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
But
then she complains about my music. Bro, you're sleeping.
I fly.
I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, so.
Oh God.
That's the ongoing. Well, the guys all know. That's the ongoing thing.
I'm a Swiftie by marriage.
He's a Swiftie by marriage, and he went to the Taylor Swift concert with me for my 50th birthday in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I may have put a little glitter. I may have put a little glitter in his beard while he wore his Hatebreed shirt to the concert.
This exact shirt, my Hatebreed shirt. Yep.
But it was so much fun.
Hatebreed was at Louder Than Life.
Yep.
Yeah, I make concessions like that from time to time. As a matter of fact, I made one on Friday, and my wife wanted to go see Paul Wall. And
that to do with the teeth?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, that's been around for like 30 years now.
Yeah. So we both work at that venue from time to time. And I work on the security team. So I was outside talking to all the guys that were working security that night, and just left her inside with all the rest of our friends to enjoy the show. But I was there.
It's an ongoing joke about the Bearded Swiftie. I love it.
Yeah, so we were on a podcast with Toro one night, and they were all asking about when I'm going to come out with my specific scent, and I've got it picked out. We're going through the whole thing. I'm coming up with like this fucking brutal savage metal name in my head, and my friend Jake goes, "Fuck that! It's gonna be the Bearded Swiftie." And then she's losing it, and I went, "Oh my God, I just lost like that." And then in seconds, he's a master Chat GPT. Now he's sending pictures, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's over! It's over. The only thing I'm gonna be able to do is pick the scent. I'm not gonna be able to."
Sparkly beard.
Yeah. I said, at least he's an old Jack dude that you made him into, but God damn, man, I'm fucking Bearded Swiftie. That's going to be my brand.
Uh,
Yep.
Do you have a scent profile for that one yet?
I do in my head. It's got to have tobacco. It has to have tobacco. I love that smell. Like for me, when you get the the ammo boxes that you get from that you put your scars in. So I've got those, and when I open them, that smell hits me. It is intoxicating. I love that smell. So I'm trying to figure out something along those lines, what I can pinpoint it to get her to. She can make it. I just got to get the right sense for it. But
tobacco and Mountain Dew. That's the Swiftie.
And everybody asks the same thing. You guys gonna put sparkles in it? We're not fucking putting glitter in the water.
I could make it work.
Yeah,
I can figure it out.
I know you're good.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't.
I have confidence in you that you could, but I'm going to echo what they said and say, please don't. I have no doubt that you absolutely could, but I don't think it should. It's a matter of could, but should. Yeah. So,
my last concert was with you guys know Cavalier Cigars.
Yeah.
So I'm friends with with Jack, their rep. And Jack is a 6'3" Honduran. Big giant beard, and in April he came to the States. I was with him at PCA. He says, "I'll be up in your area coming up." So I met him at one of the lounges, and it was actually on my birthday. So I hung out with him. We hung out there, and he says, "I'll be in Columbia at the Merchant, which is my local and the tobacco merchant." And he says, "I'll be up there tomorrow." So call me when you get there, and I'll come over. So I met him. We're bullshitting, and he goes, "I gotta go. He says, I'm going to a concert. I'm like, oh, who are you going to see? He's like, I'm going to see Traders. It's a metal band out of Texas. And he's like, I got an extra ticket. I said, what? I text her. I said, can I go to the concert with Jack? She goes, are you fucking seriously asking me right now? I'm like, I just want to be sure. And she's like, go. So I said, I'll be right back. I came home. I changed, fucking went out there. We went down to the concert. It little small venue. And it was his first like real metal show in a small venue like that. He's like, man, you guys get down in here, because it was just the whole floor is a pit and you're in it. You don't have a choice. And it was a blast. It was a
you
great
don't
show.
have anywhere. He would go to concerts all the time with our middle son Jared, like everywhere, because they have exactly the same taste in music. And then when we came down here, he doesn't have anyone to go with. So which one did I go? I went to multiple with you, but which one did I go?
I broke her with Slayer in Asheville, no less. So Jonah, my youngest, was supposed to go with me. It was their finale. It was on the final tour. I had tickets. He ended up going home. So I said, I'm fucking going by myself. I don't care. And she said, I'll go with you. So I gave her one of my Iron Maiden t-shirts. We both wore Iron Maiden t-shirts. We went to the concert.
The seating was like this.
I
was about crawling up.
It was Phil Anselmo
to get to the seat.
He did his whole set was Pantera. It was Ministry. It was Primus. And it was Slayer. And
Primus
Slayer
is a weird choice for that group.
Well, Primus is local to North Carolina. That area is there. So I've seen Primus. I've been going to see Primus since the late 80s, early 90s. I fucking love that band. Ministry is another one. I love all of them. So, and it was the first time I saw Ministry. But Slayer comes out, and they were just Slayer is Slayer. It's fucking Slayer. And she was like, "Oh no!" And that broke her. That was the last concert she ever did with me.
A lot of it too was the seating. The place scared me. Said if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm not coming back up here because it's that old. It was so scary to me. But we did. I went to the other one that I waited for you like a mother waiting for their kid.
In Flames. I went to go see In Flames in Greenville, a little venue, and I was against the stage, and all the moms were sitting on the couches on the side of the venue with their purses and the kids' coats and shit. And I come walking out at the end of the concert, sweating and fucking happy as can be, and they're all looking at her like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, I didn't know why
you're going by yourself.
Yep.
I did see Kiss. I went to Kiss.
I made her go see Kiss because I'm like, you have to go see them. Yes, I said, I don't care if you don't like the music. It's a circus, and you got to watch it.
In high school, I was all Metallica and all that, and I saw Metallica, and we saw Megadeth earlier. I got tickets for that for you.
Floor seats for Megadeth.
We love Seether. I do love Seether. I've seen them multiple times. Not a big Godsmack fan, but the week after Taylor Swift, we went to North Carolina to see Godsmack. So I wore my Taylor Swift shirt to that. But then I was like, this really sucks. After being at her concert and the light of everything, and it was like so amazing, and 70,000 people. And then I'm like, oh, this is just boring. Like,
I was happy as fuck because I love Godsmack.
He was happy, but I was just like,
Well, you got to get in the pit. The pits aren't boring.
Yeah, at all.
Oh, they scared me to death. My kids, though, when Jared came down, my middle one came down here with my younger one, and they went to
New Brooklyn is a real small venue.
Oh
they
my
fucking
God.
saw him act loose in a small venue, and Jared came home with a fucked up elbow and a footprint on his back, and I was like, bro,
a big
like, Dad, it was unbelievable.
Did
you say knocked loose? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're local. They're local to here.
Yes,
They're the Kentucky boys. And took my two favorite bands in the world are Lamb of God and In Flames, and I got lucky enough to see them together in an abandoned airplane hangar down in Louisville. It was fucking amazing. I've seen
I've seen them both. I've seen Lamb of God multiple times. In Flames, I've actually hung out with backstage, and Bjorn and my son got pictures together, and awesome. I've got In Flames lyrics tattooed on me. I absolutely fucking love it.
Yeah, I do too. From the original, original lineup all the way through now, everything that they've done is absolutely amazing. Lamb of God, I've seen them twice this year, so I decided to forego seeing them at Louder Than Life because there was somebody else that my wife wanted to see. I wanted to see the one that I really wanted to see that I didn't go see was Lorna Shore because my wife wanted to see Rob Zombie. She'd never seen him before, so I was like, all right, whatever, But I really wish that I'd gone to see Lorna Shore, because we couldn't get close enough to see Rob Zombie anyways. It didn't really fucking matter. But
Or my sister, where she used to work in Connecticut, he would come in all the time shopping in the store.
And I'm like, just go tell him that your brother-in-law loves him. I like his movies better than his music. His movies were top notch.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie. Yeah. He's from up there. Yeah, he's from Massachusetts. But and then Eminence was the other band that I really wanted to see. I'm a really big Swedish metal fan. That's my I love Swedish metal. Eminence.
Overculture's my new.
So the venue that I work at, we've got Orbit Culture coming in March. Now that's not been announced yet, so
that might be a ride.
Well, I'm not going to name the venue
anywhere near here. I'm in Country Hill. Like that's all. That's all that's out here.
If you want to make the trip over to Kentucky, I'll get you in for free.
It's only like 5.5 hours.
Yeah, if you want to make the trip to come see Orbit Culture, you let me know. I'll get you in.
I absolutely love that, man.
They're going to be here. Soil work. I love soil work.
Yep.
You know, just pretty much anything from that area. The Swedish metal band, the Gothenburg sound. I love it. It's amazing.
Yep.
But Orbit Culture's really taken off. We had All Hell the Apocalypse is the name of their song. With guy dresses in a top hat and he's got crow makeup on. I can't remember the name of the fucking band.
I think of King Diamond every time I hear that.
He's got it's very King Diamond-esque, but not.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of the band now, but Avatar.
Avatar.
Not too long ago. Zach Sabbath is coming next month, so that's Zach Wild and company.
Yep.
Got to see Lamb of God earlier this year with Pantera, and that's the Zach Wild, version of Pantera. That was great. Or no, actually, that was last year for my birthday. That was this year for my birthday. But yeah, Orbit Culture. Again, like I said, if you want to make the trip, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. There's been it's one of those things. Like one of the last ones I saw at our old. It's New Brooklyn Tavern. It's a real small place. I saw Texas Hippie Coalition there. I saw 200 Stab Wounds there. 200 Stab Wounds was unfucking believable. And I saw we get them in real small venues here. So Converge was down here. They were fucking unbelievable. And I'll send pictures to the kids, and Jared will be like, "Are you at the stage?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." He's like, "Dad, get away from the stage. What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm fine. I'm fine." And then I can do a lot if I want to drive the hour and change to Charlotte. I saw Hatebreed up there with Terror and a couple other bands, and that was a blast. It was their anniversary tour. I saw Anthrax's 40th with Hatebreed and Zach Wild on that one. So it's just I just love live music, and for me, the heavier the better. Like
you used to drive. That night you drove Jared.
Yeah, I drove from Connecticut to Philadelphia to see Volbeat at a small venue before they were even known here in the States. Yeah. And then I turned around and drove right the fuck back home. And,
I saw Volbeat earlier this year too. I love those guys, man. They're fucking awesome. They're great.
The second time I saw them was a couple months after that. They were coming back to the same place. I drove down again, but I had also gotten in touch with I got to be friends with the old bass player, and I texted him, and he's like, "Just meet us here. I'll get you in for sound check." So we went in, and I'm a drummer. My son's a drummer, so he was warming up one of the kits on the side. They were on stage. They brought us up, and they were, pictures. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. They were just good dudes.
Is that the one Jared was on stage for while they played? Was it?
Yeah, Volbeat? That was Volbeat. He's been on stage with him.
That or Godsmack. I wasn't sure.
No, he's never on for Godsmack. But I've been very fortunate. I've had friends that know people, kind of thing, and so we got a chance to get backstage at Mohegan for Godsmack, and we hung out with Sully and his daughter, and it was the kids have lived a good concert life, and we're at a concert one night, and Jared's on the phone with her on the way home, and I'm there with my best friend, and he's like, "Yeah, the seats sucked," and Andy's like, "The seats sucked." I said, "Bro, he's been backstage with these guys. He's done," and he's like, "Okay, I get it. Yeah, the seats sucked." I mean, we've been backstage with Stone Sour, and I'm a huge Shadows Fall fan, so so pumped to see those guys back together.
That's my other favorite genre is the metalcore sound. I love. Yep. I saw Killswitch earlier this year. I've seen August Burns Red twice this year.
I saw them open for In Flames.
They're fucking great. Those guys. They're absolutely amazing. Who else I see? Kubla Khan. Saw who else was it? Saw Trivium and oh hell, what's the name of them? They're from Wales.
My problem with Trivium is I wish they would pick a lane. Do you want to be chick metal or do you want to be metal? Fucking
Yeah.
pick something. It's like
Yeah, I like them. I like them anyway. But you're right. It was Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium. They were both doing
Okay.
the 5th anniversary of their.
Yep.
Mudvayne did the 25th anniversary of LD50 at Louder Than Life, which was absolutely.
I fucking love Mudvayne.
Yeah, I do too.
I saw them back in the shit. It was Tattoo the Earth. It was the first Tattoo the Earth in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And Slipknot was the headliner. It was Slayer, Sepultura, Mudvayne was on a side stage, and it was bonkers. Slipknot was. I've seen Slipknot a few times, and
yeah, I have to.
Unfucking believable. What a show!
The first time I ever saw Slipknot, it was fucking weird. It was Slipknot and Trivium and Coheed and Cambria of all fucking bands. I don't understand why. And I don't like Coheed, but I gotta say, Claudio can play the fuck out of a guitar. I mean, this dude was putting it behind his head, between his legs, playing it. Just playing the fuck out of that guitar. But that was back when Trivium was more. They were still carrying the torch from Metallica. They had the cut off sleeves and the big hair, and they were, kicking ass, and they were really, really good. And they only had like 2 albums out at the time. Slipknot, I've seen them a couple times. They're really fucking good. They're really, really good live. But the venue that I work at, it's, you mentioned small venues. This is a 1,200 person venue. Actually,
that's what I'm talking about.
No, it's 1,100 person. It's a 1,100 person venue. So it's real small. And it's a great time. I've seen Guar there twice. They're Jesus Christ. Well, the first time I saw him was before Dave Brockie died. The second,
poor Odious, yeah.
The second time was after Ballsack had taken over as the lead singer, and he's walking around. He's got 4 dicks, and he's squirting blood and cum out of him. It's just one of the worst things that you've ever seen.
Yep.
And absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And I was working the VIP section when they were there, and I figured out just exactly how far out the blood would squirt. And whenever it turned towards me, I would take a couple steps away so I didn't have to be covered in the blood. And then I'd step back to the,
We saw him at Toad's Place, which is a super old school venue in Connecticut, and it's super famous. The Doors played there. Everybody's been there. And Jacob and I, my oldest son and I are there, and we're right in the middle of the stage. And I love Battlecross from Michigan.
Dude. Holy shit, I wish they'd get back together and keep fucking going, man.
Love that band. So
we were there for one of the most amazing albums ever. Fuck.
So we're sitting there, Battlecross finishes. I said, come on, I'm not fucking standing right here for Guar. We're not doing this. And he's like, I agree. So we moved down by the sound booth, which is just to the right of the stage. And Guar comes out. It's a small stage, so it's not like I have a lot of room to move around. And when Ballsack came off during the break, I said, this motherfucker's going to die. He's like, he can't catch his breath. He's chugging water. I'm like, I literally said to him, I said, are you okay? I thought it was going to be like CPR. He couldn't. I said, this dude's dying. So when they come out and they start pissing on the crowd.
Yeah.
So I watched, I'm like, we're good because they're not going to spray over on their fucking sound equipment.
Oh, yes, they will.
They will. Because it comes over, and I felt it hit my arm, and I look. Jacob's standing right next to me. He looks back at me, and he goes, "My mouth was open," and I just fucking died. Right. So we get home, and the whole side of his face is dyed yellow, and I'm like, dude. Yeah, they were. Yeah, Guar was next level. That was something else to see.
Did they do Ex-Cops also?
No.
That's another band that they're in, and they all dress up like fucking cops. One of them dresses up like a sheriff from, an old 70s movie, and one of them dresses up like a cop from New York back in the day with the blue. Yep. I mean, it's crazy. There's a guy that they arrest and then sodomize with a nightstick and just all kinds of terrible things. It's absolutely fucking. It's just out of this world, but. Battlecross, I saw them for the first time with Killswitch, and now they're called Code Orange. At the time, they were called Code Orange.
Code Orange Kids. Yep.
And I hated them. They were absolutely terrible. Which, speaking of, their lead singer at the time. Well, she was one of their singers at the time. She was the guitarist for Marilyn Manson at Louder Than
Yeah.
Life. But
Yeah.
they were awful then. They're better-ish now. They're still not my thing. But Battlecross really made an impression on me, and I've listened to them heavily ever since. And I really wish that they would. They haven't made an album since I think they've got 3 albums out. They've
That's
just
it. Yep, that is it.
and they really, there's a lot going on there that they really need to revisit, because Gumby is an absolutely amazing vocalist. That dude has some incredible vocals.
Rage. Yep.
Just their guitarists working together, and it's just the whole thing. It was amazing. They're a lot of fun to watch. They're a lot of fun to listen to.
The drummer was about 5'4" and 1,000 miles an hour. The bass player looked like the dude from Rocky Horror Picture Show,
with that really, really stringy, barely covering his hair, his head hair.
Awesome. But man, he was a fucking monster. He was
a
monster on the bass.
Yeah, he plays fuck out of that bass. And I met some folks in Florida that were from Michigan, and I just happened to mention Battlecross to them. And I don't know if this is true or not, obviously, because I don't really know these folks. But this guy was like, "Hey, I know that guy." Like, he's like, I know this one. I don't know the rest of them. Like, he, I see him all the time at the grocery store and all this shit. And I was like, that's really cool. I really wish that they were still together, still making music, because they really had something there that they could have been big if they were still, putting out albums now. They probably would have been, they'd be more noticed. They'd still be out there. They're great. They're really, really good.
The first time I saw them was opening for In Flames, and as soon as I saw them back on the list, I was like, "Oh, we got to go back." And they were opening for Guar, but we saw Dying Fetus, we saw Code Orange, and the drummer was their lead singer. They ended up getting an actual drummer so he could come out and be lead.
Mm-hmm.
And but my kids used to listen to them beforehand, and I was like, I get it, but man, what the fuck? Where's one? Because the timing was so crazy in their music. I was like, I don't understand what they're doing. And it was like there was this whole genre of music where they just did not play in a 4/4 time signature. Their time signature was bonkers, and I couldn't catch it. And then they kind of started playing normal metal, and it was just a different feel.
Code Orange, whenever they first popped up onto the scene, I think it froze. Yeah, they were a hardcore punk band, so that had to do with their weird ass time signatures. But when I saw In Flames and Lamb of God, Hatebreed it was In Flames was the headliner, Lamb of God went on before them, Hatebreed was right before Lamb of God. And then Dillinger Escape Plan was right before that. So,
oh wow, yeah.
I'm a big Greg Puciato fan. Dillinger is awesome. Killer Be Killed is awesome. Killer Be Killed, I really, really like, but I don't know what they're going to do, because Brett Hines was part of that band, and he's no longer with us. He recently died in a motorcycle accident. So, I'm interested to see what they're going to do, but. And Better Lovers. He's got Better Lovers going on right now too.
Great band. Yeah, that's a great project.
Yeah, they're great. And then speaking of Brett Hines, I really wish that had gone down better with Mastodon. I'm a big fan of Mastodon. Big fan of Mastodon. So, but yeah, that was a great show. That was one of the better shows that I've ever been to. That and in that airplane hangar. That and Deftones. Deftones are Deftones. Deftones are always Deftones. They're fucking amazing.
We had the chance to see Lamb of God, In Flames, and Hell Yeah opened. And I've seen Hell Yeah like fucking 30 times. Every time I went to a show, Hell Yeah opened. And so we were waiting. Our friend was inside. He was hanging out with the guys, and it was right when the bassist quit. So they were having a big fight in there. So Dennis is texting me going, "Bro, I'm not gonna be able to get you in here because it's just, shit's going sideways." And I'm like, "No big deal. We're fine. We'll just fucking go. We'll head out of here." And as Jared and I were getting ready to leave, a pickup truck pulls up in front of the venue. Security goes over there to kick him out, and the whole fucking crew from Hell Yeah gets out, and there's Vinnie Paul. So I looked at Jared. I said, "Fucking let's go." We went right over, and man, he was as fucking nice as can be. He took pictures with us and everything. So we had a chance to meet him and some of the other guys. Chad Gray wasn't with them, but it was just fucking cool to meet Vinnie Paul.
Yeah, well, you want to meet Chad, but if you have your choice, right, you're going to meet Dom and you're going to meet Vinny. You know what I mean? And that's awesome that you got to meet him before he died, because that's metal royalty right there. Unfortunately, I never got to meet those guys. I got to meet the guitarist of August Burns Red. I met, so one of the last shows that I worked was 311. No, not 311. Everclear. And I was standing outside, and Alex Akis just happened to be walking by and stopped and talked to me for a second. But then at the end of the show, they put me on bus duty. And so I was standing outside, and Art came out to get onto the bus, and he walked over. He recognized me from before and stood there and talked to me for 15 minutes. He didn't have to. He walked up to me. I didn't stop him. He just walked up to me, and the man's got MS, for crying out loud. And he's been playing a show. He's probably tired as fuck. He wants to get on the bus and chill, but he just walked up to me and started talking to me, and just a super nice guy. And then I got to meet like I said, the guitarist for August Burns Red, and I got to meet what's his name? He used to be one of the lead singers of Atreyu, and Bad Cupid, I think is the name of what it's called. And he's a really cool dude. I can't remember his name now. Alex Varkatzis, that's his name, and the name of that is something else. Anyway, it's been really cool getting to work there and getting to meet some of these folks. I worked there for Scarefest, the after party for that as well, and I got to meet the Crypt Keeper. Got to meet one of the guys that played Jason. Got to meet the guy that played Leatherface. It's been a really cool place to work, but it's a really cool place to see music as well. So.
Yeah, we just went. My youngest and I just went to a comic book show down here in Greenville, and he got to meet one of the Jasons. And he's got a Jason mask, so he had him sign that. It was super cool guy. We've completely hijacked this. It's fucking hilarious.
It did go way off the rails, but it generally does. So we'll circle it back around.
Yeah,
for
you guys
sure.
are exactly alike.
Eventually.
But I will tell you, the reason that I ended up getting sucked into the Taylor Swift concert is because of cattle decapitation. We were driving to Myrtle Beach, and New Cattle comes on, and it's fucking killer. And she stops dead, and she looks at me, and she goes, "This is why." I said, "What?" She goes, 30 fucking years of this shit is why you're going to take me to Taylor Swift.
33 years.
And I had no argument. None.
Well, I understand that. And you said that, and actually one more thing I'll say that put me in, because you're a drummer, Infant Annihilator, the drummer.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Holy shit, he's sick. Yeah. Holy shit, that dude is sick.
Yep.
But yeah,
check out the Archspire.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the drummer from Archspire. Fucking blow him up. Even the dude from Lorna Shore. These kids that are out there nowadays are just next level. It's unbelievable.
Well, not even in a band. Ellis DePardio. Holy fuck.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Holy shit.
I can't play half that stuff with forearms. That dude's using one and smoking weed and drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude is ridiculous. But Lorna Shore, they've really taken the world by storm, and rightfully so. Yeah. And another band that I saw while I was there that's really taken the world by storm, one of the fastest growing,
Slaughter Reveal.
No, I didn't go on Sunday. I wish I had, because Slaughter is one of my. They're awesome, and Alex Terrible is fucking ridiculous. Sleep Token. Now I know a lot of people that are metal fans like myself that don't like Sleep Token. I do. I think they're very, very talented, and they put on a really good show. Their lights are amazing. Everything that their whole show, it's an experience itself. And they're
I'm not a Sleep Token fan. I don't like Ginger either. Gojira, I like some of their stuff.
I like Gojira. Ginger, I like to look at her more than I like to listen to her.
The two bands that I listen to with female fronts are Dying Wish and A Squalor Grind, and they are ridiculously good.
You don't like Arch Enemy?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Well, Kitty was there, like I said.
That new album was fucking outstanding.
They played mostly from the first album, and it was amazing. They're really, really good. But I know a lot of people, like I said, don't like Sleep Token, but their show was an experience. It was worth seeing. And considering that they cost $400 or $500 for shitty seats to be able to see them, that's at least I got to see them. But it was miserable, but it was a good experience. It was for sure. So. Shit.
Okay, so back to beards.
Yeah.
We killed this. You can't get me talking about music. It happens. Yeah.
No, that's typically how this show goes. Well, it's either going to be straight to the point, like questions, stay to the topic, or it's just going to take a 90-degree turn, go completely haywire, and then come back. That's
I mean, you guys were with us for the Toro podcast and for Cigar Dudes, and so I mean, it's just like this. I don't want to just sit and. I hate the scripted part. I like the organic piece of let's just fuck around and get to know each other and hey, we've got this, we've got that. It's just it's more enjoyable. You got to get to know the people, and I love that part of it.
Sure.
Now, one last thing on the music before we go back to beards and cigars and whiskey.
You bring up asking Alexandria, or I'm out of here. You start talking about chick mail, I'm out.
No.
One last thing.
How Adam was talking about Sleep Token and how they're it's a whole show. Like, you got to see. I'm not a fan of them, but I will say I work at a major arena here, and we got a ton of concerts. And I'm not typically a country music fan or whatever, but I am a fan of how some of these artists put on shows. One of my favorite, not that I went to, one of the favorite shows I worked was Post Malone.
Yep.
His show
was
I
knew you were going to say
crazy.
That. We saw him
I would
in
like to see him.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him.
I would go see him.
I don't hate his music. His music's all right. But when I saw he was coming, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll sit in the office the whole time and do what I need to do. But I actually went out there. The show he puts on was phenomenal. Who is another one?
I'd go see
Luke Bryan. Luke Bryan, not, like I said, not a country fan. He puts on a fantastic show, interacts with fans and everything. Awesome.
That dude could knock on my door and I wouldn't know who he is.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, you know it because it sounds like this when he sings the stupid country songs. You'd know exactly what he said. You know exactly who he is.
We saw Post Malone was the last concert, right? We saw him in Columbia, literally.
I did not. My son and Tanya.
A week before that everything shut down for COVID is when we saw him, and he was so good. He's such a great person. He's a great person.
Oh, yeah.
He is a
fantastic
great person.
Yeah. He strikes
fantastic up there on stage.
It was so nice of him to help that old guy out and getting a break in music. That old guy Ozzy, when he did that song.
Yeah,
that was probably some of the funniest shit I ever saw. Like, it's so nice of him to help bring that old guy out. Like,
I forgot about that.
You know he just loves music in general.
Yeah.
He loves music. No, any type of music.
Yeah, his stuff during COVID, just where he was with guests on his YouTube channel, was fucking awesome. Where they're all just playing together from their houses.
We watched one of the things online.
Yeah.
When he did the Nirvana album on COVID was
my god, that was amazing.
Yep. That was amazing. Yeah.
So they saw Post Malone 2 weeks before the world shut down. A week after the world shut down, we had tickets to Flesh God Apocalypse, and had to fucking get rid and had to lose those tickets.
That
We were going to
sucks.
see him in Atlanta. Yeah, it was because it was our first tour over here in fucking years, and we didn't get to see him.
But as a metal fan, I can't. I mean, so one of my first introductions to metal was Pantera, and having said that, I can't completely hate on country because Dime and Vinny's dad was a country artist,
Yep.
right? That's how they grew up, was around country. Other Hank, Hank Williams and Hank Williams Jr. and all these other guys, like they grew up around those guys.
That was their
they know
influence, yeah, for sure.
and then it branches off into like Hank 3. I fucking love Hank 3. And who Hank 3 was in a metal band with Phil Anselmo, and I can't remember what it was now. It wasn't Down, it was Super Joint Ritual.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, and I mean, and then that branches off, and those guys are now bringing back more of a outlaw country style, which I really appreciate. That bro country bullshit, which is what Luke Bryan is, that Jerry mentioned. It sucks. It's horse shit. But I can't completely hate on country because country did lend itself to metal in some way or another, because Pantera helped shape what metal is today, and without their dad, we may not have
absolutely
what it is now. So there's I can't remember his name, something Abbott. I can't remember his first name. Anyway, without him, it may not be what it is today. And I don't think that when he started his musical career, he ever thought that anything he was doing would have anything to do with it. In fact, there was a thing called the wave of New American Metal, which would include Lamb of God and Shadows Fall and Killswitch Engage and all those guys. And without Pantera, those guys wouldn't exist, right? So I mean, sure. And you have to trace that back to their dad and his country roots. So that's it's the outlaw lifestyle, I think, that really lended itself to. I mean, you've got the others like Ozzy. He was in England, and that nothing that their dad had anything to do with had anything to do with him, obviously, but the two converged to create what metal is now. I mean, that's an undeniable fact.
All right, you guys ready to get back into the beard stuff?
Sure.
Yeah. I feel better now.
So this one's for Tanya, I guess, because she's the one that puts everything together. With your oil blends, your balm blends, the new tattoo butter that's coming out, and everything else, was that a trial and error, try to get the right ingredients in there, or was that something that you had an idea of what you wanted and kind of got lucky?
Nope, trial and error, because I was very unfamiliar with all of the different butters and oils and what they do and how they are for the skin. So a lot of investigating, a lot of trying different things, seeing John experimenting on everything.
I mean, it was easy to take out the stuff that we didn't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The biggest thing was making the butter not greasy. That was like the biggest thing, and I was determined to get that right.
Like I'm a pretty big germaphobe when it comes to certain things. Like I won't eat chicken wings because I can't stand getting that shit on my fingers. I'll eat them with fucking gloves. I don't make fun of me all day. I don't care. Fork and knife. I don't care.
Yeah.
And so to have that butter or the oil just sit on my fingers, like to rub my beard, I'm always playing with my beard, so it's like to have that, it would drive me insane. So I was like, that was number one, can't happen. And just that stiffness of the balm, I was like, yeah, that's a no, we're not trying that, because that stuff's, I was like, that's miserable.
Now the tattoo balm, I specifically, our son Jared, our two older ones that have a ton of tattoos. And Jared had a really bad allergic reaction to one of the tattoo butters that he bought before. But he has a nut allergy. So I specifically wanted to make sure that there was nothing. It's hypoallergenic. It won't clog the pores. It's very, very. It's a very basic ingredients in it. And it's also something, let me see, I wrote down the ingredients. So what I ended up putting in here, and same thing, it's something that you will not find in any of the other ones. Kapawaka butter, hemp seed oil, jojoba oil, evening primrose oil, candelia wax, and vitamin E. So it is all natural. There's no fragrance in it at all. Totally different ingredients that all work amazing together. And no allergy issues.
Yeah, this one here actually came together a lot faster than I thought it was going to come together. And we were out here the first night she brought it out here. She's like, "Here, try this."
I was lathering up his legs in it.
Work it. So I took a big scoop of it, and I'm like, "Man, this is fucking oily."
She's like, "Bro, every tattoo, all the older ones." I'm like,
way too much. Right. Yeah, I scooped out. Yeah, it was bad. I took out way too much, and it really is just a lot of our products is all the less is more. Mm-hmm. So you don't need a ton of it, so it's gonna last. But the way we're looking at it, she's got one on her ankle that she never takes care of, and that's the first one she put it on. I was like,
had
holy
it since
shit,
like 2004.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's amazing. And my biggest thing is the allergies. Like I just really, we did have one person now.
A friend of mine. He put cheeky chops on.
No, but it was the oil.
He goes, dude, what's in here? Because it's kind of like I'm getting like this weird feeling on my skin, and I'm like,
in a rash.
I don't fucking know. And so he's like, where's the ingredient? What are the ingredients? So I screenshot it from the website. He goes, I guess I could have done that. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, it's on the packet. It's on the package.
So he's looking at it. He goes, oh fuck, I'm allergic to apricots. There you go. Oh. So, but it wasn't anything that was bad. It was just, it made it kind of made it tingle, gave him a little rash. It was all it was. Yeah. But it was, so it's not an overwhelming thing.
So the important thing is, men,
read shit.
Men, read your ingredients.
Read the instructions. Yeah.
Wait, we're supposed to read stuff?
You're supposed to read the ingredients.
I have a good friend of mine. He got it. He put it in his beard. He loved it. His wife came up to him. She's allergic to mangoes. And he never fucking read it. And he's like, oh my God. So he had to go fucking run in and wash that shit off.
But I made him one without the mango. I figured out a way to get it to work. Yeah.
So this is the same, the child that we're talking about is the same one that went to Tattoo the Earth. He went to the 20th anniversary of Tattoo the Earth. I was at the first, he was at the 20th, and he decided that was a great place to get a tattoo. So
on his hand,
got a tattoo. That ended up getting infected, and he's already had it covered up.
He had to have it covered. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jared,
it was a baseball bat with blood coming off of it, and he had a reaction to the red ink in it. So he had to have something completely cover the whole top.
Yeah. So we had that conversation. Note to self: don't get drunk and tattooed at a concert. Never going to end up well. So, but he was really one of the when she was putting the bomb together for the tattoo stuff. That was in the back of her mind is what can I use for him that's just not good because he's hyper allergic to some things, and she wanted to make sure. So if he has no reaction to it, I'd be very hard pressed to find someone that would.
And I have extremely sensitive skin. I'm like, I will break out with eczema and stuff from anything. And also I've been putting it on some of the eczema on my hands. I can't put a claim to of course on anything, but the tattoo bomb has healed a spot that I've had for months, and it literally is it healed it, which is amazing. And I've had no allergic reaction with it. Any of the products, I can touch any of the products and I don't have a single sensitivity to them. Because I bought so many different just lotions, and I've broken out everywhere, and and another thing too, it's all natural ingredients. There's nothing, it doesn't have 50 different ingredients like most things that we purchase at the store. So super important.
That's one thing I've noticed is I'll get eczema flare-ups on my hands. Mm-hmm. And what I used to do is after applying oil and balm and butter, whatever I put into the beard, I just wash my hands in the water. But over the years, I realized if I just kind of rub it into the hands, kind of like a lotion style, it might not keep the flare-ups from appearing, but it'll keep the itch down, which is at least for me is the main thing, because I'll sit there and scratch it Next
Yeah.
thing I know, I got this like sore on my hand. It looks like I just got bit by this like crazy underground animal, and it's just like, no, like as long as I keep my hands with decent oils, butters, and stay away from the store-bought eczema creams,
Well, that's
it
you
works.
because you spend your life putting, and I've done it my whole life, but mine, I mean, my hands used to be raw. I
Yeah.
literally use gloves for everything. I cook with gloves. I, obviously clean with gloves, but I cook with gloves all the time because my hands were always opened up. And so I love to bake, I love to cook, and everything I do is I always now just out of, being used to doing it, but I have gloves on. But you get into that whole thing with like, the cortisone cream. You're doing that. It's that cycle
Yep.
of having to put that on, but then, yeah.
It works at first, but then your body gets used to it and it needs it. That's
And
what I've noticed.
I've had eczema literally my entire life. So, to try to find something that's different and, without the steroid in it, if you don't need it, is really good.
Did you light up the Three Kingdoms yet?
Fantastic.
Right.
I had to put a little stick in it so I could finish it off. It's I don't typically go that far into a cigar.
Everything he's
Adam's
done.
not here right now, but Paul knows. I let it get down to about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then I'm like, all right, I smoked enough of it. But if I'm going to the nub, it's a good stick. And
everything he
Three
does
Kingdoms is fantastic.
He's got one of my favorite Sumatras in the Yorktown Fleet, and the Preakness. Do yourself a favor, get yourself a Preakness. It will. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
and then he did the Castle 91. The Castle 919 was his release for PCA, and that's another just an excellent cigar.
Yeah, I'll definitely be checking more of his stuff out. I don't want to. I typically go into try anything, whether it's beard products or cigars. I don't feel like I'm not one to go and buy a whole lineup and try it out. I'm going to try. All right, this is a Nicaraguan or a Honduras. I know I like those, or I know these oils work typically well with me, and I'll try one stick or a little sample kit like you guys had, and then I'm like, all right, now I got to go buy the whole fucking lineup because it's good. Which is probably what's going to happen between this Three Kingdoms. I already did it with the I started with the Dissident. What was that? The Rave. I've already bought a couple 5-packs, and they got some fantastic sticks. I'll definitely buy more for the Stolen Thrones, and then with you guys. But yeah, this Three Kingdoms is fantastic.
Yep. He's got such a great business model too. When he did Crook of the Crown, that's his one cigar, and he traveled literally like 350 days out of the year with that one cigar. Like he was on the road constantly for a year, and all the money he made, there was no marketing, no nothing. Everything comes in. He does everything in trays, and when he took all the money from that cigar, put it into his next cigar. And it was and that's just how he built it up, so slow and low, and just kind of going out around it. And he's onto something. He's definitely onto something as far as the business model and as far as the cigars are just wonderful.
Yeah, Paul, have you had anything from Stolen Thrones?
No.
Yeah, we'll have to change that.
I just wrote it down in front of me, so I will, but I have not.
We'll have to change that one.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to reach out to him and see if he'll come on, because
what do you typically smoke? I mean, like, do you guys? So for me, a lit cigar is my favorite cigar. I love smoking cigars. So I've got my mainstays, but I tend to I stay away from Connecticut's. I am all about the medium plus. I like a Maduro. Yep. I like something dark, heavy, meaty. So it's like Blackworks is one of my favorite companies. So I'll smoke anything by them any day. That it doesn't matter the time. And so I love that darkness and the richness of those cigars.
Yeah, I typically go towards medium plus the full body like flavor, but stick to that medium plus body. Yep. I don't need to sit here for an hour and a half, 2 hours smoking a cigar, stand up and realize, shit, I got to sit down for the next 20 minutes to sober up.
But you doing that?
Stay away from the Warhead 11. Espinosa's Warhead 11 whipped my ass.
But
that kicked my
like,
ass.
this Three Kingdoms, it's a medium plus body, but it has flavor. It has a ton of flavor to it, which is right down my alley. Like, the three of us love Nicaraguan tobaccos. I've recently, well, not recently, over the last year or so, come to find out that the Mexican San Andreas wrapper is fantastic. Almost every cigar I've had with it has been great. I love that spice profile, that spicy, chocolatey profile that comes off it, that I get off it. But yeah, like a Nicaraguan medium body, full flavor. That's my go-to. I'd say Paul's about the same there, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think all three of us on this show are lockstep in what we like, and that I think that's what we try to feature with the different cigars we have on. But yeah, I mean, with JC Newman cigars, a lot. I mean, that's my profile. Liga Privada number 9 is probably my favorite, just classic go-to cigar. Yeah, the Nicaraguan blends, though, I mean, are probably my favorites that I try to seek out. But yeah, I mean, the medium to medium full is where I'm at.
Yeah, I'll smoke anything. I know what I want. I tend to stay away from the heritage stuff, just because it's that usually you're catching that one flavor, one body. There's no changes. There's no flavor changes. There's nothing, and so I get bored fast. So for me, I like getting into the smaller batch stuff, the boutique stuff, the craft stuff that's gonna have flavor changes, body changes in it, and just.
Yep.
I don't know. There's just a lot more love and passion that goes into it as opposed to that mass-produced cigar that you get. And everything's got its place. I mean, if that's what you like, we always say, smoke what you like. I might make fun of you, but it's it is what it is. We were doing an event, and we had a sale. We were doing a sale, and the kid comes in the humidor and he's like, "Hey, is everything on sale?" Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, the special that we're running today is because he was standing by the flavor stuff. I said, "You buy anything here, I won't make fun of you," because you're smoking flavor stuff. And we're joking about it. And I said, at the end of the day, I said, "Bro, you're smoking a cigar. If that's what you like, smoke it, enjoy it." And that's what it boils down to. But you're going to get made fun of. So just so you know. Oh yeah, Larry's.
Yeah, the cult. I haven't had the lost and found. Shit, I can't remember. I've had a Caldwell. He was fantastic. I have a whole case or box of all the cigar bands I've smoked. I'd have to go through that to see which one, or go online and see which band sticks out. I can't off the top of my head remember which one, but it was fantastic smoke.
Yeah, the Lost and Found series. There's so many, and Larry's a huge Lost and Found fan. And I was just at. So I work for Laura Cigars is one of my companies that I work with, and we were doing a whole thing down at smokingpipes.com. So Smoking Pipes is one of the largest online retailers for pipes, pipe tobacco, cigars, and all that. And when we went into their humidor, Tyler's like, everything on the gray shelves back there is just. And it's just boxes upon boxes. He said, "That's all lost and found stuff." So I made sure to take a picture to send Larry, because that's right in his line. And he's like, "If they need anybody to help with quality testing, just let me know. I'll fly out and just give me a hand." But you know what it is? There's so much good to smoke out there that the bad really stands out. And really it's not all bad, because it just doesn't fit my profile. So what I don't like, you guys might love, and vice versa. So that's the beauty of it, is you can always find something to smoke.
And that's it's a perfect thing you said, where even the flavored cigars and the sweet tips and stuff like that, I mean, it's a gateway. I mean, absolutely. I went through college drinking bullshit vodka drinks, and then I got out of college and I got a deep dive into making my own beer. I was kegging so much beer that I would have to dump it out because I didn't have enough kegs to put my new batch in, and I couldn't even give it away. I didn't start drinking whiskey until well after college. and my gateway to whiskey was fucking Jim Beam, Kentucky Fire, and root beer.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and so like now I think my palate's pretty decent on good whiskey, but I started with Kentucky Fire, which is a cinnamon whiskey. So I mean, if you're going to start smoking, acid cigars or anything like that with their flavor, that's awesome. That's awesome.
We've all started there.
Right.
The acid cigar was my first. The acid Cuba Cuba was my first cigar that I remember.
That is the number one cigar sold in the world.
Exactly, and so that's. I mean, smoke what you want, what you like, and if you smoke that for the rest of your life, awesome, great.
I always tell everybody when we go in that humidor, I'm like, well, what do you like to smoke? And you're like, well, I like the acid stuff. I like the Javas, and I'm like, okay. And I explained the process, and I'm like, so that stuff is chemical based. I said that is a chemical that is put into those cigars to give them those flavors. I said if you like the coffee notes, or you like the dried fruit notes, or the things that you like that is in that cigar, I said I want to get you smoking something. I want you to chase the tobacco that's going to give you those flavors. So I said this is processed food, and I said this is lettuce. I want you to smoke the lettuce. I said in a cigar there's no chemicals. There's nothing unnatural in there. Even down to the paste that they use to keep the wrapper around and the cap. Yeah. That is a natural element. It's a natural paste. So it's there's nothing in here that is, you'd go to a doctor to like, what do you do? I don't smoke cigarettes, I smoke cigars. I have yet to have a doctor tell me to stop smoking cigars. No. I wouldn't listen to them, but it's the idea that it's all natural, you're not inhaling it. And so trying to get those guys, and I've done it, I wear those guys like, man, I really like the coffee flavor. All right, this is cheating because it's right there in your face. Now I'm going to give you some Mexican San Andres, I'm going to give you some Maduros that you're going to get those hints of that coffee. And that's the whole idea of, what I taste and what you taste are different things because it's all in our heads. This is honey and water. That's what's in this. So it's a combination of those tobaccos. Yeah. Hilarious. Yep. So when you get those flavors that you're tasting, those notes are coming from memories. There's no cinnamon in a cigar. There's no coffee in a cigar. Same. It's what you remember. You taste leather, right? When's the last time you licked a fucking leather coat or a leather belt? But that smell. I mean, I remember walking in. What was the old leather store at the mall? Wilson Suede and Leather. You walked in there, you knew that leather smell. When you're tasting that, that's hitting that brain receptor. We would argue. So on the podcast that I do with Cigar Dudes, we have Ish Olivan with us, and Ish is he's a mastermind, mad scientist. Yeah. And so we go through all this. He's ruined a lot of shit for me. Like I swore to God. So for years, I was able to figure out what peppers I was tasting. Black pepper was on the front of the tongue. White pepper was in the back of the throat. Cayenne, that red pepper was all over your mouth. And he would tell me, there's no pepper. You're not tasting pepper. That's salt. And I'm like, bullshit. And he ruined it for me. Like it took me years to figure that out. And I was so excited because I thought I did. And he's like, no. And he's had that whole discussion over and over about the tasting notes. And that is all coming from your brain. Your brain is telling you what that tastes like. So, and that's where like I get so excited when I taste cinnamon. There's no cinnamon in fucking cigars. Not in a naturally occurring cigar. It's honey and water is what it is. It's a combination of the tobacco and your taste buds and your memory.
It's the same thing with coffee. So I don't drink alcohol. Coffee is my thing. Coffee is my thing. I love coffee. And it's the same thing. What I love, right? What I love is something that you don't, but we all started on, the diner coffee in high school, and moving up diner coffee, and then it was Dunkin' for me, and then now that tastes like water to me because I love I love espresso, the really dark coffee.
She loves burnt coffee, so she goes to Starbucks. We got a good friend of ours, Ethan, and his wife Katie. They've got a company called Drifting Drams Coffee, and it started out of their love for whiskey, and they travel all over the country, and they started home roasting, and their coffee is fucking next level. It is so good, and they do one called a cigar blend. And I don't drink coffee. All my coffee goes into a protein shake. And I get that little extra kick from the caffeine into the protein shake, and it makes me happy. And I have yet to find a cigar that did not pair with that cigar blend coffee. It is just it's amazing. And I'll buy my coffees from them, and it's all ground up, and I'll just throw it into my shake every day. And I got my everyday one. Then they just did a churro blend that is a dessert coffee.
It's very good.
Yeah,
that's very, very good.
Actually. It's all very subjective. It's what you like. If that's what you like, go for it. If you like drinking,
that's what I'm getting back to. It's just like smoke, drink what you like, and it could evolve into an absolute obsession like we all have, which I don't recommend because hit your wallet. But you can deep dive into it as But if you like bullshit whiskey or bullshit cigars, and that's what you like, smoke bullshit whiskey and or smoke bullshit cigars, drink bullshit whiskey. But if that's what you like, that's awesome. But more than likely, it's going to evolve your palate into something else, and you're going to welcome yourself into a different world and groups of friends and things like that. You can talk about better stuff and get recommendations on better things, and you can evolve your palate, you can evolve your senses, and there's a gateway for everything. And I think that if anybody's gonna just smoke a black and mild, that's awesome. Smoke a black and mild, and then if you like a black and mild, I can tell you something that you probably might like to smoke that's kind of similar to that might lead you down in my mind, a better path, type of deal. But if you want to smoke black and milds for the rest of your life, you can still be my friend.
Have at it. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna make fun of you. There's no question. It's what we do.
Of course,
that's our job.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna make fun of you if you smoke $100 cigars because I think you're overpaying. So I'm gonna make fun of you for anything.
Or those really big ones. Those really big cigars.
Oh yeah, everybody's smoking. Everybody wants the big 8x80s and all the crazy ring gauges on them, and I'm like,
or always laughing.
We always make fun of them, but it's like if that's what they enjoy, that's what they enjoy. But I don't. I like my stuff in a Corona to a Robusto. I like a smaller cigar only because I can smoke more of them. I mean, I'm anywhere from 3 to 5 a day is my normal. Like yesterday at the event, I must have, I didn't smoke on the way up there, but I had a cigar in my hand the entire day. And, so it was like just about 8 hours of that. And then I lit up again on the ride home just to pass the time. So it's just, it's all
about community too.
Yeah. The community.
Our community is just, everyone is family. Everyone's family. Like I love when we go and we finally I've seen them on the screen, but finally to get to meet people in person is absolutely amazing. I love it. We've been doing the Toro
Veterans Day event.
This will be
our third year,
yeah. This will be our third year doing that, and it's our anniversary actually on Veterans Day. But yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because our anniversary 2 years ago, I planned on taking her to Savannah, and my friend Jake is like, "Bro, we're having a cigar, the Toro Cigar Veterans Day event. You guys should come up." I'm like, it's my anniversary. I'm taking her we're going to Savannah. We're going away for the weekend. And she pipes up with, why don't we do that? I'm like, what?
Because I was so excited
to meet her. And I'm like, I'm not going to say no to a cigar event. And so we went, and we had an absolute blast. And it was our first time. So we hit a whole bunch of the lounges around Toro. And then you get to Toro, and I'm buying more cigars there. We got back to the Airbnb, and I opened up the duffel bag, my backpack, and I'm just dumping out piles of cigars. And I looked at her, and I said, it just got away from me. And it just got away from me because I was in these lounges that I had, Willie's up in Newport News in Virginia. He had OG Purple Rains on the shelf, and he does his house blends are done by Rojas, which is the factory that Soul and Thorns comes out of. They are the best house blends I've ever smoked, and they're in his top 3 sellers are his house blends, and you can buy them for $8 a piece. I had mountains of those. I just all kinds of cigars, and it's just stuff that I couldn't get down here. And then
I wasn't with you all
She wasn't with me.
I went back to that. We had a really cute Airbnb, so he went to we had breakfast, and then he went with the guys to the lounges, and I just watched. I went back and watched Hallmark and put on the little gas fireplace and hung out, and then met them at the house after for the big party after. But it's so much fun. I love all the cigar guys to death.
But she's also had the chance to be in a lounge with me because we love just being out together. She'll go to the lounge. She only smokes cigarettes. Cigars take too long.
I have no patience. I do not have the patience whatsoever to smoke a cigar. I could sit and smoke a pack of cigarettes right now, but it's too much of a commitment for me. If I have a cigar, it'll be, what do you call it?
Yeah,
It'll be the sweet little one.
Tatianas
And I
like
sit
that.
and I puff it and just wait. I can't wait till it's over.
So we're sitting there this one afternoon. It's just me and her. Some guy walks up and, chairs are in a circle. A guy comes up and goes, "Hey, can I have a seat?" We're like, "Yeah, absolutely." Sits down. Within 15 minutes, we're just bullshitting away. He's telling us all kinds of stories about his life, on and on and on. And I looked at her later and I'm like, that's the community. That's
But
community.
we see that too, any smoking community, because we've been on 2 cruises and we spend the whole time, we've been on 2 celebrity cruises and they have the sunset, sunset, whatever, bar.
Yeah.
And that's like the smoking section. And I'm the early riser. I would get my cappuccino every morning and go up. And I both times, meet the nicest people ever in the smoking section in the morning, meet them up there every single morning and smoke cigarettes, drink coffee while he slept, got up. We'd go back. We've met some of the nicest people in the smoking section. I mean, it's so funny the difference of the different conversations you'll have with people when you're sitting, you know what I mean? Like the community, like that. I know it's hard to.
Our last one, I brought cigars with me. Obviously, I packed a big box of them, and we were at sea a little too long the first couple of days, and I put down quite a few cigars for the day because the dude knew me after the first day. So if it was before 5 o'clock, I got the nice, cool, refreshing drink, and after that, it was old fashions. And I would just sit up there, and he would, "Hey, Mr. John," he would just bring me stuff all the time. So I looked at her. I said, "We were pulling into San Juan," and I said, "Bro, I gotta find a fucking cigar shop." She's like, "What?" I said, "I'm not gonna make the trip. If we were out to sea any longer, I'm gonna be fucking out of cigars, and I'm gonna be miserable." So I called my best friend Miyagi. I said, "Bro, he's from Puerto Rico. He worked in San Juan." I said, "Where do I go?" He goes, "Find a cigar house." Found a cigar house. That was the name of the place. It's the oldest one in San Juan.
Father Cigar House?
No, Cigar House was the name of it.
I took it.
It was 2 humidors. The back humidor was just all the old stuff I was buying and buying. It was a blast. It was an absolute blast. Re-upped everything. I was good to go for the trip. But it's just, I love seeing those little places all over where you can find stuff that you can't normally get. And I stay away from the Cubans. I don't know enough about them. I've only had probably 3 Cubans in my life that were legit Cubans that were absolutely amazing.
2.
Yep. But other than that, I'm not spending that money on them. There's no mystique to it to me. 90% of them are fucking fake anyways.
Yeah, the any of the communities that work, whether it's the cigar community, the beer community, or the whiskey community, that's how the 3 of us met. We met on a podcast back in 2019, 2020. The 3 of us became good friends along with a handful of other people. And shit, we would hang out every week. It would be on a Zoom call or something. None of us, well, there was a handful of us that met each other, but a bunch of us never met each other up until I finally met Adam in person. What was that, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? And then I finally met Paul in person. Finally met Paul in person this year. We were doing this podcast for 2 years before I even met him in person. And it just, the community through the 3, the beard, the whiskey, and the cigar community is crazy. In a bunch of different groups, whether it's on Discord or Facebook, with the cigar and beard community, and some of the nicest people you ever meet, any of them, and they'll do anything for you. If you need something, they'll help you out. So we obviously came from the whiskey community, and we're trying to branch out into the other ones, and it's the same, like same people for the most part, great people that will literally do whatever that needs to be done if you need something done.
Yeah, we joke about it all the time about being down here. We moved down here, didn't know a soul, like legitimately. If I know anybody, they're down Myrtle Beach. We're right in the middle of South Carolina. So like, it's kind of like I got that girlfriend that lives in Canada that I tell my friends about. All my friends are online. Literally, all my friends are online. I don't hang out with anybody down here. I have a few friends that I can go to and hang out with a little bit, but all my friends are online. and I talk to them every day, all day. So I mean, with this text messages, Discord, Zooms, Herps, whatever it is, we're together all the time. Like I always joke about being we're the outcast. I'm the outcast down here. I play the heavy metal music. I've literally watched people walk on the other side of the street in front of my house when I got the garage door open and the shit playing, and I'm okay with that because generally she's like, you're a people person. I'm like, no, I generally hate people, but our people, the community,
They're different.
is what I love.
Where I'll say I'm not a people person, and yet I will talk to anybody.
Yeah. But I like a certain group of people, and that's the cigar community, and it's that because it's been nothing but a phenomenal experience, and it's just those are where I've met my best friends, and I talked to 3 of my best friends. One of them, Rob, was on here. He was actually the best man at my wedding, and we've been friends since college, and there's that core group we talk every single day, and just breaking each other's balls. But there's that 1 or 2 people from home that I talk to, but again, down here, we're not super spiritual or religious. So it's like, this is a whole nother world down here. Tiny got an introduction to the Bible Belt when she did laundry one day at the laundromat, and promptly came home and said, we're fucking buying a washer.
I've never had to use a laundromat before. And was it maybe 2 weeks or something? I don't know. And I would go, but I wouldn't leave the laundry because I didn't know if someone would steal it or not. So I would sit there the whole time. So I'd have all of these people talking to me every time I went, which was fine. And the last time I went, it was a really, really elderly woman. And I said, let me be nice and carry her stuff out to her car. So then she starts asking what church we go to. And I said, oh, we don't go to church. We're lax Catholics, blah, blah, blah. And then she proceeds to tell me that we're going to go to hell. So I came home and I said, we are going out today and we're going to buy a washer and dryer because I'm never going back to the laundromat again.
That's how we got a washer and dryer.
Yep. So that's definitely different down here. And I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Whatever makes people happy, that's fine. It's just not our thing.
I walk the dogs every Sunday. I walk the dogs every day, but Sunday mornings are the best because everybody's in church.
Sunday mornings I go grocery shopping and I go to the stores because there's like not a lot of people there.
Yeah.
The heathens over here, but yeah, it's different. That part's different, but it's nice. Definitely different than living up north. No snow, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
So, John, what's your go-to beard routine?
So every day I get up, I sleep with a mask on, the CPAP mask. So I get up and it's all fucked up, and I'll use shower. I shower the night before, so it's I go to bed, it's nice, but in the morning I'll wake up and then I'll just go in there, brush my teeth, I wet my beard down, dry it with a towel, brush it out, get ready, and then I'll straight brush it. I got one of those Arkham heated brushes, get it all straight, throw some beard butter in, brush it again, and I'm done for the day. It's literally, and this has been, I'm all about it, keep it simple. And this butter, when she started doing it, has helped me keep it as simple as possible. And so it's literally a one-time deal. And I just go back in, and if it's got fucked up from taking my jacket off, my shirt off or whatever, just fucking brush it out. It stays right where it is. It's really simple. Yeah. And that's what I need. I need simple. If it's too complicated, I would have shaved this shit off years ago.
I think that's one thing that people see is they see the butters, the balms, the oils, the waxes, this and that, and
it's too much. It's too
they
get overwhelmed a little bit.
Yeah. But it's really what you like and what works for you.
Yeah, I've tried everything from just oil to just balm to just butter to a combination of them, and for me, it depending on the day, it's either going to be a combo of oil and butter or just butter or just oil, depending on the day.
If I'm not like on the weekends, I'll just put oil in it because I'm not going out. I'm not really doing anything. Just sitting around with the guys. I run every Sunday. I'm part of a cigar club called the Heathens Tobacco Club. So I run. They call me the Rev. So I run church every Sunday at 11:30, and we just get out, make fun of each other, and smoke cigars, and. So like that's all it is. So I'll just throw oil in there and just brush it out, and it's done for the day. But if it's gonna be a full day, I'm going to the gym and I got lounges later on in the afternoon, whatever it is, I'll throw the butter in just to keep it in one particular shape.
Well, my hair, I have to put 3 different things in it to not have it be like out to here. So, yep. Everybody's beard, everyone's beard is so different.
Yeah. And I tell everybody, when you're starting off in it, the most important thing is everybody quits on a beard because of the itch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you really need to just a couple drops of oil, rub it in get it into the skin. It's going to stop that itch and it'll get you through that awkward stage. It's no different than growing out your hair. It's always going to look awkward at some point. You just got to fucking muscle through it. And as it grows out, and the longer it gets, then if you want to sculpt it a little bit more, you start using the butters. But you can literally just start using oil and just continue with oil if this is what you like. But I like having the idea that I can change it's like I don't even wear cologne. I couldn't tell you the last time I put cologne on because I don't need to because this stuff smells so good.
Yeah.
And she would tell as soon as I walk by her in the morning, she'll be sitting on the couch with the dogs. I'll walk by her and she could tell exactly which one I put in.
One of our customers could never grow out his beard because of that itch. And his beard now, it looks so good and full, and he's like, just loves products because that's why he's allowed it to grow. And it always says that super, super like curly, and now using the wash and the conditioner, and he was just going to make an appointment to go get it really trimmed up really nice because it's gotten so long, and he's so happy because he never would let it grow before. Because of the itch and just everything drove him crazy, and he loves it. Like it feels healthy, and so that's a great thing. Makes me happy to hear that.
And what I noticed, so when I was just fucking letting it grow and I wasn't putting anything in it and I didn't really care because I didn't know it better, you lose a lot of hair. Like you'll find beard hair everywhere. And when I started using like an actual routine with it, using butters and oils and washing it correctly, I lose a lot less hair, so I know it's a lot healthier. And I don't get again, we're grown-ass men talking about this, but I don't get the split ends at the end of my beard, so I haven't had this cut. It's got to be coming up on a year.
Jared's wedding last year, I think it was.
Oh, so it's over a year.
You had it done with Jared's wedding.
So it's been over a year since I've even had it. Like I'll trim up the sides and and line it up, but this I don't even touch it because I don't have split ends. It's healthy, and I just let it go. Because my goal is to get the type I can tuck into my belt kind of thing. So I'm just letting it fucker grow.
The only hair we find now are our huskies' long tail hairs everywhere that look like this, but they're from Loki. Stuck everywhere.
Yeah, the routine itself is very simple.
And everybody does it different because like Mike uses oil and butter on his at the same time. Yeah. So it's just whatever feels.
Yeah, I don't think there's a rhyme or reason to it or just
your hair.
Right or wrong.
As long as you're using something, I don't think there's a wrong way.
Yeah. And we at the event I brought some beard products with me yesterday, and it's one of the big things. The majority of us are bearded anyways when it comes to especially the cigar community, the whiskey community and all that. It's just kind of like majority of guys that I hang out with are all bearded. And I had some moms coming through going, man, my son's got a beard. And I'm like, all right, well, does it put anything in it? She's like, no, he usually shaves it off because it gets itchy. And I'm like, well, you might want to look at oils. And she's like, well, what would I take? And I said, all right, does he have a girlfriend? She's like, yeah. I said, smell the siren's call. And so she'll smell that and she'll be like, oh, that's the one. I said, that's the one. And the guys will come over and they'll start going, oh, I love this. I'm like this. Where's your wife? She's right over there. Go get her because she's the one that's got to smell it. So let her pick it. We have no say in the matter. So if she's gonna hate it, you're gonna be pissed, and you're gonna think you're gonna say, oh, this shit doesn't work. Because your wife didn't pick it out. She hates the smell. Get the one that she likes. It's only gonna benefit you. Yeah.
It's crazy when you think about, you go to one of the big stores and it's so funny because how people their shopping habits, right? So we know we have an amazing product, it's all natural, but yet the way people shop and how because of convenience. So instead of just going online or finding out, if we're at in an actual store, a small little shop, they'll just pick it up and not really think about That's the thing. Like, people don't realize when you're using a really good product, the difference that it will make in your beard. And they're buying out of convenience of just, not smelling it, not using it, or being like thinking something to them that's high quality. You know what I mean? By a brand name, that something's high quality because of the name and the marketing that they can do. But that's our goal. We need the marketing out there to, we know the kind of product we have, and it's like, get it out there, and hopefully
Like I always
take
I
the
always
5
stress.
minutes to order online and be able to,
I don't buy. I never go shopping for this stuff, so I have no idea cost and whatnot. And she'll put the cost down. I'm like, God damn, that's fucking expensive in my head. And I'm like, I can't imagine paying that. But I'm a cheap fuck, so I'm not going to pay it. But then I start looking at other websites, and I'm like, holy fuck, we're still cheaper than these guys. And I'm like, okay, so maybe it's all right. And and then sometimes you get and shipping is shipping. There's nothing you can do with shipping.
Listen.
We try to do the best we can with it. We got the cheapest shipping we possibly can get for it. And
if you buy $8 butter, you're gonna get $8 butter.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the larger companies, of course, that they can do things cheaper, but they're still at the same price point we are, right? But the quality of what they're using is not the quality of what I'm purchasing and putting into our products.
Yeah, their profit margins are way different than ours because of when we're pricing stuff out, it's based on price. We're not counting her time, and there's so much more involved.
Not right now, we're not, because we're too
Right.
new.
We do big brands and stuff, and some of them are good, some of them are bad, and we just know that with the big brands, there's more question on the quality too. They can put on their label what we think they're putting in, but there's big brands have ways around,
everything, right?
Oh, they do.
Lying about ingredients and things like that. Like we know when we buy from companies like you guys, it's straightforward. You say what's on the label is what's in your shit, and that's what we're buying. Yeah. That's what I'd rather pay $5 more to get.
What's in my label is what is all in my house.
Right. Yeah. So, and if we're talking about $4 or $5 more for an oil or a butter, I'm totally fine with that because it's going on my face and into my skin. Like, this is not something I want to compromise.
Right.
I don't want to be frugal when it comes to something that's literally being absorbed into my face.
Yeah.
So
right.
we want to find brands that we trust, and that's you guys. So
and we talk about this too, cigar world wise. We'll talk about you got these big brands that come out and they'll drop their boutique line, and you got these smaller companies that are dropping stuff, and every one of their lines has to be fantastic. They don't have the money behind them or the chance to take on putting out a cigar that's mediocre or shitty, where these bigger companies can put out a shitty cigar. It's a shitty cigar. Somebody's going to like it, and they can just get rid of it. But they have the name behind it. Where these smaller companies, they got to put out, every cigar has got to be fantastic, because if you get one bad line, it's gonna wreck the rest of the line. And it's very hard to get those people back.
Well, that's all our products, our stuff. If something seems off with the product, and I'm using all natural products, right? So that sometimes things can be different, a little bit different. So the mango butter, I could not get from my normal distributor. I had to get it from somebody else, and for whatever reason, and it's the one that I'm currently using now, and for whatever reason, when I would whip it, it would make like chunks. It was like chunks would be in the butter.
Crystallize.
They would crystallize in the butter, which is completely fine. It's normal, but it was not. It wasn't smooth like I made them, with the other one. So I read up on it, blah blah blah, figured out exactly why. And with that specific, for whatever reason, I have to freeze it. It was not cooling quick enough to not crystallize. But I had to go through that whole process. It was driving me crazy, even though I know it doesn't change anything about how the product works. It's just you can feel it, but I wouldn't let that go.
So I ended
I
up with a
wouldn't let
big
it
tub.
go.
I ended up with a big tub of cheeky chops, and I was thrilled to.
Yeah, because I was
death.
like, I just can't. I can't. Listen, when I do candles, I will obsess on that wick is straight. The wick is centered, and drives me crazy to go to the stores and see them and they're not centered because I can't even like take it. So that is my thing. That's my fault is being a perfectionist when it comes to things that I'm putting out, that I'm making.
But your fault is our win, because
Right.
buying product is, we know that you're taking that consideration and that kind of OCD mentality
Yes,
that
yes.
your product is going to be fucking perfect, and that's what we're paying for. And I'm totally fine paying for that. I mean, I want to pay for that.
Time management is my issue because of that.
It is a 100% guarantee. If we have an event on Saturday, she's up till 1 o'clock in the morning on Friday trying to finish off everything that she's had 3 weeks to do. She's a crammer, so she'll cram it all into the last day.
That's my ADD of me.
Without fail. Even this, so I was like, bro, I just need a few products to bring with me, 2 or 3 of each line to bring with me for tomorrow for the event yesterday. I went to bed. I was exhausted. I had a long day to go, so I knew I needed to get to bed early. She just went to bed till like 1 o'clock in the morning because I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that.
And I still had to get up and I still had to package a couple of butters.
Yep. So, but I'm used to it. So it is what it is.
When we went last year.
Oh my God.
Last year to Veterans Day, but something had happened before then. I literally brought all of the stuff to pack it. Well, I had to make oils and car diffusers that I brought with me and did them in the hotel room. Because we were out of time, and I was like, just pack it up. The whole room, that's all you could smell in the room.
Yep.
Oh my God. So funny. Because we had because we had our booth. We were a vendor, so people could buy from us. Yeah. So funny.
So I got a few more things before we sign off here. Do you guys have anything new other than the tattoo balm and maybe the bearded Swifty coming out anytime?
Well, we had talked about doing a fall scent, but we had some family issues that happened. And Tanya's going to go back to Connecticut again, so we're going to have to bypass this year's fall scent. So while she's home back there, she's going to be thinking about working on the Christmas scent, and so we'll have a specific scent for Christmas this year, and then my scent will come out at some point. It's just a matter of me. It's pretty much on me. It's my fault for just not nailing it down. But I also don't want us to be where it's too. I don't want to have too many lines. Like I always preach to the guys when they're coming out with a new cigar company. They're like, "What should we do?" And I'm like, "Fucking come out with 2 cigars, bro. 1 or 2 cigars. Don't come out with 5 fucking lines. It's just too much. It's too much to handle." And especially some of the common stuff. Everybody wants to do a Connecticut, and I'm like, bro, if I put your Connecticut with 5 other Connecticut's, why does yours stand out? Unless you have a phenomenal Connecticut, it's not going to stick out, and I'm going to have a hard time selling it. So in that same breath, I got to think about that on our end. We don't want to constantly.
I think for right now, I think the tattoo bomb will be the last item.
Yeah, the full-time item that'll come out for the year,
right,
but then the next one will be the Christmas scent.
Well, the scents are different though.
Yeah.
The scents, but as far as like items go, because we do. We have the bomb. We have the tattoo bomb, the butter, the oil, the wash, the conditioner. I do car diffusers, skull car diffusers that everybody loves them. I sell a ton of car diffusers that you can put any of those scents into them. And then I sell candles. I do them to order. Those are on the website also, and the candles are really, really good too.
Yeah, it's only 3 cents in the candles. But I think once we get into
t-shirts, we're gonna add our t-shirts onto the website too.
Once we get to mine will be the last in the core line, and then after that everything else is going to be the limited release stuff. Because I think it's a lot of fun, and I think building the hype up for the when it comes back again is a lot of fun. Like the guys are just they can't wait for the Irish Goodbye to come back out, and it's just like that kind of stuff. So it's like it's fun, and like keeping Daddy-O was a happy accident because we thought it was just gonna be Father's Day, and if Father's Day went and she was still making them and we're still getting questions, I'm like, fuck it, let's keep it for the summer. And then everybody just digs the nostalgic feel of it. It smells like Hawaiian.
I'll send you guys. So I'll send you guys samples of the Daddy-O. What are your favorite?
Bougie's the other one that don't have.
Well, no. I can send samples of both, but do you guys want one oil and one butter? Each of them? The three of you guys? You guys both like the butter and the oil?
Yeah.
Adam and Paul, I don't know how they. I do butter and balm or
Okay.
butter and oil. I don't know about the other guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm more oil. I use butter every once in a while, but I'm the more straightforward oil guy.
Okay, so I'll send you oils.
Yeah. I like balms. I like butters.
Okay.
I like oils.
All right, yeah, I'll get those out to you guys. Do you have their addresses?
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
we have Jerry's. Where you sent it before.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if you want to just text John your addresses,
Yeah.
and then I'll get those out to you guys. This
Yeah,
way you can
awesome,
smell
thank
them.
you.
If I'll send you a bougie and a Daddy-O.
It's-
Yeah, that'd
Awesome,
be
thank
awesome. Yeah,
Thank you
that'd be awesome.
very much.
And as Larry said, the ever-present mustache wax that's not going to change. That's going to be core line.
I
as
forgot
well.
about the mustache
Yeah.
because that's so new. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
And that is and I actually had a chance to get into the hands of actual barbers yesterday, and so they've got my number, and I'm like, I need you guys to use this. I've got my friends who have used it and love it, but I want to see it also on another level where a barber's actually using it for his clients, and I think that's the next piece for us is trying to get into some barbershops and helping them get in. Like I was wearing my Bearded Stays Brutal t-shirt, and a girl came up to me and she's like, I need to know your story. And we started talking, and she actually owns a barbershop here in town. And she's like, I'd love to try it. She goes, I got these guys that come in all the time. And, she goes, I just got my master barber's license and I'm trimming beards and whatnot. I'm always looking for good products and I love to support local. So I brought her samples. And as soon as she put it on these guys, they were going to the market because she was home at the time. And so they were running to the market that we had them to buy it. So they had it immediately. She said this one guy would come in and it was literally fucking dripping off his beard. She's like, it's just gross.
Yeah.
So she called him up and said, get in here. I got something you got to try. And he came in with a clean beard. She put it on and the oil's not there. And he's like, holy shit. And he went right to the market and bought it. And so we're hoping that her shop is going to be our first one to actually get in as sell it wholesale and get it there. I've actually got a lounge, Scenic Cigars, down in Chattanooga that wholesales from us, and he has the whole line sitting there on his shelves. We did an event down there. I did a Cigar Clowns, Allure, and an HDA event one afternoon, and she brought the beard products with her, and she sold out of everything that she had that day. And
you know what? It was the guys opening it and putting the scent on, and then everyone that we didn't know was all coming up. They're like, what is that? That smells so great. Or the wives that were there with the husbands, and they're like, you need to go buy that. That smells amazing. Yeah.
It's fun to see that. I did a market one time, and I had this guy come out, and he had a short beard, but that fucker was like this. And I'm like, dude, come over here. And I brought him over, and I'm like, just try this. And he put the oil in, and he put it, and it fucking stayed straight down. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, that's what oil does. That's the purpose of it, to kind of keep it clean and make it nice. And, so then about a half hour later, this girl comes over with her boyfriend, and she's like, your beard's fucked up. You need to take a look at this. And I pointed to the guy who I saw him a couple booths down. I said, that guy just put it in his beard. She's like, that's my father. It worked for him. Holy shit, look at his beard. So she bought some for the boyfriend. You know what I mean? But it's the idea of you got to give it a chance. You got to go completely with nothing in it. You're going to look fucked up. It's everywhere. You're not going to get it tame. It has to have something in it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't have hair, but I would imagine if I just got out of the shower and dried my head of long hair, it would just look fucked up. Like, you got to do something.
This
like Jerry's got hair, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine will be this big.
Yeah, hers when it's humid down here,
and I have nothing.
She'll do her hair and be like, "Oh my God, it's beautiful." She's in the house. I'm like, "Your hair looks great." We'll walk outside and just go poof.
I used to straighten my hair till we moved here.
then it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a waste of time.
I feel it getting bigger and bigger and bigger when I get outside.
And I've found that down here with the humidity, I don't have that crazy suck up curliness with the humidity. It'll still hold it through. I mean, it's going to happen. There's nothing you can do. You got to put like a shit ton in there to try and get it to beat the humidity. But for the most part, it really doesn't just shrink up. And
No.
But for me, I think the most important thing is just having it being healthy as opposed to how it looks. It's the healthiness of the beard. I don't give a fuck how hot it is. I've mowed the lawn at 103 degrees.
Yep.
And my beard still, it's not itchy. It doesn't make my face hot or any of that. I don't get that itch underneath it or the rashes or any of that. It's probably the healthiest my skin's been in forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. And I hear a lot of people say that all the time. It's like, oh, your beard grows. It's germs in your beard, and your skin's probably no. That's probably the most healthy thing on my face. Is my
Absolutely.
skin, because I take care of it the most. And the skin under my beard is probably the most healthy skin on my fucking body.
Yeah.
And this hair is the cleanest hair. This is what, if you take care of it right, you respect your beard, it looks good, it feels good,
We had somebody else who had psoriasis too under their beard, and that helped the psoriasis, but I don't remember who that was.
Our neighbor.
Oh, was our neighbor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's helped him, so that's great too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been
I think the biggest problem with people that try to grow beards, like you said before, is the itch. Because when it goes to about a quarter of an inch, it starts to curl under and it tickles and it itches. And then also it's pulling the oils out of your face, which makes your skin get dry. And if you're just using regular shampoo and regular bullshit, which most people do, they think, oh, shampoo, I would use my head, I can use my face, which is 100% not accurate. You're going to be fighting a losing battle. So just take care of your beard, take care of your face.
Yeah, it's no different when you have a big fucking head of hair. You got to take care of it.
You got to take care of it. You got to use the right shit and take care of it properly. I mean, you can't neglect it, and
Yep.
Yeah. So, just some random questions. What's your go-to cigar? Like, if you could pick anyone to smoke for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Like Deserted Island cigar. Deserted Island.
I used to say it was a Padron 64. Shit. That is probably one of the hardest questions. That's the hardest question in the world to ask. Because I could pick something from every line, from everybody that I have. That, King of Clowns. I would smoke a King of Clowns every day, forever. HDA, I could smoke the fucking Veil Mutiny every day. Lore, Fat Tony, every day. Family by Loyalty, give me a fucking a Hottie all day long. You know what I mean? So it's shit. I'm probably better off sticking to the Padron 64 because there's just so many, and it's just I just love smoking cigars. So it's I really would. I don't think it would matter whatever washed up on shore. I would smoke the shit out of it. Probably smoke coconut husks if I couldn't get those.
Favorite whiskey?
Favorite whiskey. If I'm smoking a Habano,
there is a right and wrong answer.
What's that?
I said there is a right and wrong answer.
Well, I'm horrific. I'm horrific at pairing, so it is not my forte. I can put you into any cigar you want. You can ask me. All I got to do is ask you a few questions. I'll put you into something. When it comes to trying to pair, I'm terrible at it. But I'm a one-trick pony. So if I'm smoking a Habano, I'm going to grab a rye. I love Bullet Rye is one of my favorites because it just fucking hits every time. It's a $30 bottle. But for me, without question, it's Elijah Craig. And it doesn't matter what. I mean, I've had the Elijah 18. I've had the Elijah, the old school 20s. I've had the small batch. Just love Elijah Craig.
And then what's your go-to cut for a cigar?
So funny you say that. It's going to be a straight cut 90% of the time, or a V cut. I will never punch a cigar again. Based on a huge combination of a long talk with Ish over a bunch of podcasts, and it made perfect sense. I literally sat there that night when he talked about what happens when you punch a cigar. I threw all my punches out. When you punch, so unless it's brand new and razor sharp, you are pushing the tobacco down, curling up on itself. So you're going to get more of that drip, that tar. And if you've ever tasted it, it is fucking disgusting. But I'll always straight cut it. But when we were home, I couldn't bring a cutter with me, so I sat there and either used my brother-in-law's knife. All you need to do is take the cap off, and I will literally either just bite it off or just take the cap off with a fingernail. That's nice and simple. But I do love a V cut.
That's interesting. I always straight cut. I mean, I'm always straight cut, to be honest. But that's I've never heard that about punch.
Oh, I didn't either. I punched everything. And then one of my favorites. So this is one of the cutters that I have, and it's a spring loader. The thing is fantastic, sharp as can be. I use this for everything, and it's just I've got 30 lighters and cutters everywhere, but I'm always going to stick to that straight or V. Majority of it's straight.
So, since you mentioned rye, that put me in the mind of a rye. One of the only ones that I have down here with me. I don't know if you've ever had Good Times. No. I highly suggest you pick it up if you ever see it. But the tater sticker here on the back. So
I can see it.
Turn my light off on my. Yeah, yeah.
My favorite movie
spaghetti.
ever.
That's your favorite movie.
I love it. I saw it on Broadway. I love it.
It's so I'm a big. I mean, Christmas is kind of a sore subject for me, but I do love the time of year, and I love Christmas movies. I've got a leg lamp tattooed on my rib right here. But this is a maple rye.
Have you had Knob Creek maple?
I have, and so Paul is a big Jim Beam fan.
The Knob maple is different than that Good Times. That's more of, I would say the Knob Creek maple is a liqueur. I would classify that Good Times maple is a whiskey, and it is fantastic.
This is
Where's the pen? I gotta write that down.
Let's see here. So you're not going to find this because it's a pick, obviously, but it's 113 proof, and it is if you can imagine a spicy maple syrup. That's what this tastes like.
I'm all in on it. You have your maple.
It's phenomenal. So I tell you what, get me your address and I'll send you guys a couple samples. Do you like whiskey that she doesn't? No. Well, I'll send you a sample. It's amazing.
I've done I grabbed a bottle of Sazerac when we were at PCA. I found it for like $23, and that is a killer rye at a great price.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You can get that for like $20-$25. That's a standard. Yeah.
Yep.
That's all day. Rye whiskey is a lost art in this country. I mean, I don't want to call it a lost art because there's a lot of whiskey companies out there doing rye whiskey right, but a lot of people overlook rye whiskey in this country, and it was the whiskey before bourbon was the whiskey in this country. And I've got some. I'll send you a sample of this as well. Some. I won't tell you where I got it while we're recording, at least, but it's a honey bun rye, and Paul and Jerry have both had it. And it's I can verify that it was made with honey buns and rye, and it's pretty fantastic. So I'll get you a sample of that as well. But
either tonight.
I'm sorry, Paul.
Either tonight or first thing in the morning, I'll get a little email thing going with all of us in there. So.
You got my number. You can do it through text is easier. Or, if you want to, I'm fine with that too. That's easy.
That'll work. I'll send a mass text out with the three of us or four of us, and that way we can talk on there.
I mean, I've done all of them. Angel's Envy I've got in there. I've got some Eagle Rare, and I've got Blackened. And
Angel's Envy's great.
Blackened I enjoyed, but I refused to pay the price that they wanted for the Blackened Rye. The Willet
I don't blame
is
you.
ridiculously. I'm not paying that. I broke in on Crown Royal Rye, and it was a friend of mine bought it for me, and I was like, the first time I drank it, I was like, this is shit. I can't drink this. And then one day I drank it again, like a couple of years later, and I was like, holy fuck, what am I missing? And I destroyed that bottle. Then I went to Bullet, and then I'm like, okay, Rye it is.
Sometimes that's all you need is just to let a bottle sit open for a little while, get a little oxidation going on, and it completely changes the profile. But as far as Willet goes, it's here in Kentucky, and the 6-year often just sits on the shelves around here. You can get it for $40 a bottle. Maybe not so much right now because their president or I can't remember what his official title. He just died. But I have some. We can talk about this when we're not recording too. But I have some Willet Rye that you cannot get anywhere else in the world, and I can send you a sample of that. It literally the only place that you can get it is right here in my house. And Jerry's had some. Paul, I think I sent you some samples of it, and it is, man. But rye whiskey is not to be overlooked, and a lot of people do, and a lot of times that works out in whiskey fans' favor because we've got the ability to go and buy whatever the fuck we want to go buy, and the world isn't out there. There's not a huge secondary market for rye whiskey. There really isn't. There are so many damn good rye whiskeys out there.
What happens to me is everybody talks about all these different bottles and everything to look for. Then I'll go into the liquor store and my ADD kicks in and I can't remember a fucking thing. And I'm like, I have no idea. Because it just completely escapes me. I completely forget about it. And I'll grab I see some Buffalo Trace. I'll grab some Buffalo Trace. And just because that's the only thing I can remember.
I never considered that to be an ADD type thing until you just said that. I've never been diagnosed with ADD of any shape, form, or fashion, but I do the same shit. I'm like, this is what I'm going to go get. And then as soon as I walk through the door, it's all out the fucking window. Yep. And then I'm walking around looking at everything that's there, and I can't remember what I came from.
Every time.
Guys, I'm gonna step off because I have to get some stuff done. Because I have to leave and go back to Connecticut. So thank you guys so much. John's gonna stay, but thank you for having us on. I appreciate it. I'll get those samples out to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the samples. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, I've had that where I'll go in and I'll just see something and I'll be like, ooh, this looks good, and I'll text somebody and I'm like, yeah, that's the good one. And probably one of my favorites was my mother-in-law could not remember that it was Elijah Craig, so she got me a bottle one year for Christmas. She couldn't remember. She knew it was a name, so she ended up getting me a bottle of Jeremiah Weed. And I was like, these are completely different. Man. These are completely different. That Jeremiah Weed was horrible.
Wow, there's a lot of other names she could have got. She picked the worst one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But she did give me a bottle of the Bob Dylan one, the Heaven's Door, when it first came out, and that was fantastic. I enjoyed that solid one.
That's all right, but
yeah, the Jeremiah Weed was not it. That was.
There's a lot of names in whiskey, and Jeremiah Weed is not one of the ones you want to buy.
Yeah, nope, that was bad. I tried.
The first time that I ever had Elijah Craig, my cousin had bought me a 175, and the bottle shape is exactly the same, it's just bigger. And my whole wedding party, we were all together in the hotel room getting ready, and we were drinking Elijah Craig, and we set up the wedding. Like I built the dance floor. We set up the tents for people to sit under. We set up all the chairs. We did all the work, and we were drinking beer the whole time from like 9 a.m. up until we were. And so, my blood was very thin. And so we're drinking Elijah Craig, and I get in the shower, and I was shaving my head, and I cut a chunk out of my head, and it would not stop bleeding. It just wouldn't fucking stop bleeding. And so this is kind of tangential to Elijah Craig, but I finally got it to stop bleeding, And then that night when we went back to the hotel room, my wife and I, we were drunk as shit because there was 2 free beer kegs and people were giving us all the champagne had been drank. So we toasted with bourbon. We were drinking bourbon all night long, whatever. My neighbor was there and he brought a 175 of Weller and a 175 of Eagle Rare. And we killed both those bottles. It was a good time. It was a redneck wedding. The whole thing cost $2,000. We fed everybody pizza. We had 50 pizzas that we got for fucking $5 a piece. Because after 10 large pizzas, they were $5 each. So I mean, just a ridiculous amount. And anyway, so I woke up the next morning stuck to the pillow because the blood on the back of my head, that wound had opened back up and bled on the pillow a little bit. And I was stuck to, and when we left, I looked at the housekeeper outside and I said, ma'am, I swear I didn't murder anybody in that hotel room. I cut my head open getting ready for the wedding last night, and I just happened to get, it just opened up while I was asleep, whatever. So we left, and we're gone for 15 minutes, and I realized that I left my 45 in the hotel room. So then I had to call him, and I was like, I'm the guy that was in the bloody hotel room, and I left my gun in the drawer. I'm on my way back to get it right now. So it was a situation, but that was my first encounter with Elijah Craig. And I've been a bourbon drinker since I was in my 20s. I was 35 at that point. I've been married 7 years, so I was 35 years old at that point. I'd never had Elijah Craig. I've been a wild turkey drinker since I was 19 years old. Bringing it back around to the rye, full circle of the rye, wild turkey rye, if you ever have the chance or if you ever see it, highly recommended. Damn good stuff. But there's very few of the bigger companies, right, that are doing rye incorrectly. Paul lives in Maryland, and there's a company there in Maryland that makes a damn good rye. That you could probably find in your area because you're just a couple states away. So, Paul, the name is escaping me. What's it called with that awesome bottle design?
Sagamore.
Sagamore. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sagamore, fucking fantastic rye. They're distilling their own now, so Sagamore's fantastic. And I'll just throw out there too, Catoctin Creek, which is in Virginia, which you can probably get.
I've had the Dawson Creek. It is fucking awesome. I had one of their whiskeys. It was very good. I killed that bottle quick.
So speaking of Guar earlier, they actually did a Guar series where the toppers were the heads of the individual band members of Guar.
Yeah,
Kentucky
Creek had Guar come into their distillery and you can go on YouTube and look for it. It's fucking ridiculous. Like those guys are fucking they're assholes. I mean,
there's two. So right now, anybody, I mean, they get all these guys to just sign on, and it's no different than when they get the celebrities to sign on to cigar companies, and they're supposed to be great cigars. Like the Tyson cigar was absolute trash. They've actually discontinued that. The probably the best series done in cigars with a celebrity is the Knuckle Sandwich series with Guy Fieri, because he's an actual cigar smoker, and that series is fantastic. In the alcohol side of it, you've had, everybody's done something. Slipknot did one, and a friend of mine rolled into his local in Iowa. Well, he's in Indiana, so he rolled into his shop, and it was a dusty old bottle on the shelf. He grabbed it. He got it for $40, and the fucking thing was signed by the whole band, and he got it for $40. I'm like, that is fucking bullshit.
I had that same exact story. There's a lady that was part of the group that we all met through. She's out in Washington State, and she is in the Air Force, and she walked into a what do you call it? The stores that they have on base. And there was a dusty ass bottle just sitting there that she got for $45, and it was signed by Clown and Corey Taylor and Sid and Tortilla Man. is what they called him
Yep.
at the time. I can't remember his actual name. Arturo Venturella, I think. And $45, and she grabbed it up and sent it on my way. It's sitting upstairs unopened.
I said to him, I said, you gonna open it? He goes, fucking no way. This is gonna sit there forever.
Yeah,
He's a huge Slipknot fan.
I'm not.
It's good though.
I've got bottles that are.
I got unsigned bottle, and it's good. It's very good whiskey. And so, I mean, that's one of the the weird celebrity ones that is actually good. I mean, we talk about that about being celebrity whiskeys are normally
they're usually shit.
Because they just put their name on something. But the Slipknot one is a really good one. The Metallica one's a really good one. I mean, there's a handful that are really good ones, and number 9 is a really good one.
The one that I cannot get my hands on, I've been trying is, and I don't even drink gin, but I just want a bottle of it because it's fucking in flames. But they do a gin, and you can only get it overseas. And Volbeat just came out with a whiskey that I would love to get my hands on, but again, it's only overseas.
So I'm we obviously have a difference of opinion when it comes to Sleep Token, but I've also had that same difference of opinion with other metalheads when it comes to Volbeat, and lots of shit talking because of his voice, and they oh well, lots of people talk shit about Metallica, but yes, I mean, but it's there, right? The comparison's there. Still, Volbeat is amazing.
Yep.
That newest album, the Temple of the Cur, is one of my favorite songs that they've ever come out with. That whole album is awesome. I rock it out in the gym all the time.
It's on my playlist.
And
what they've done, I look at that as it's rockabilly metal, and his voice I absolutely fucking love. And like I've been a fan since the early albums before they got big in the States, and the earlier stuff, Guitar Gangsters is just everything off of those first couple albums were fucking fantastic. And the song that got me into them was "I Only Want to Be With You," which is a cover of an old 50s song, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that song
just hits.
It's great.
Yep,
it's so great. There's I can't remember the what the hell. Okay, somebody that I don't know just sent me a really weird text about my daughter, so I'm about to go a little bit postal because I was watching a documentary last night about the unknown. Have you guys seen this shit about it's nothing like that. This is a text that said, "Would Ellen be allowed this?" Which is my daughter, and it's a picture of a dirt bike from Temu for $225. I don't know who the fuck that is, but a friend of mine. So I used to play a online. It's called an MMORPG, a massive multiplayer online role playing game, and the servers for it were in the Netherlands. And it was basically Risk. Hold on a sec. So it says I'm an influencer for Temu, so it doesn't cost me money. I promote their social items on Temu.
And blocked.
Exactly.
So
I get those text messages all the time with the
Or
the Chinese girl on it going, "Hey, did you like my picture?" And I said, I show it to Tanya and I'll go, "Look, I got a date."
right.
So I'm going to say, so you're an influencer. You know my daughter's name. Yeah. So anyway,
respond.
I'm
all in. What's your Venmo?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm building this shit up to because fuck them. Anyway, it was Risk, so it wasn't like there were no graphics. It was a map, a stationary map, and stationary images, and then you play from there. But the guy that introduced me to Volbeat, I was 27 at the time, so it's 15 years ago, right? And he was like, "Here's." Okay.
We've got more updates from the Indian.
No, this is my friend's mom.
Oh, more information. Not Indian spammer. It is friend's mom.
Now this is her friend Ellen's mother. So Ellen, my daughter, her friend's mom is named Ellen as well, and I was about to get real nasty.
At least you didn't respond immediately with "eat a bag of dicks" because that.
I wish you would have.
Yeah,
God, I wish you would have. God, I wish that would have been a miscommunication where you got really nasty with a friend. God, that would have been so great.
Did you tell?
She said, "I wish you."
Like, whatever,
She just texted back. She just texted back and said, "I wish you would have started with that." Anyway, that was 15 years ago when I first, and it was, "I only want to be with you," and shit, what is it? The
Going to prom. Going to prom. Radio Girl.
No,
like in Radio Girl was the song. My son, that was his.
Warrior's Call.
Oh yeah.
Warrior's Call.
I was in it before that. I was in it from the first couple albums.
So this was Beyond Heaven Above Hell was 2010. So that was 15 years ago, right? So, and then the song that I really like is Devil's Bleeding Crown. I fucking love that song. And the Temple of a Cur. There's so many of those. There's Ball Beat's awesome. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They're not technically metal, but they're kind of like a rockabilly, kind of. I just love it. I've seen them every time that I get the opportunity to see them. I see them.
I'm dying for them to do a cover of Ring of Fire.
He's got Johnny Cash tattooed on his body. He's got Elvis Aaron Presley tattooed on his body several times too.
But I've always said, some of the covers they've done, I'm not a big fan of, because I'm like, man, they could have done something different. But when they did Battleship Chains, I absolutely loved that one, and I've actually heard them do parts of Ring of Fire at a concert, like live, and then when they do at the end of the show, and they do that whole medley of stuff, and they actually turned it into Slayton on one of the albums. I fucking love it. I love it when they come out with playing Slayer, because he used to be in a death metal band from years ago, and before he got into Volbeat.
Yeah. What's his name?
Michael
God
Poulsen.
Damn it, I can't remember. But Michael Poulsen. He was in a death metal band, and I think they were called Death.
Yep.
And he just got tired of the whole death metal scene, and so he was like, I'm going to go do this thing. And they're great. And a lot of my heritage comes from Scotland and England, and then before that, Norway.
So you got to be an Amon Amarth fan too, right?
I am.
Non-preachers.
I am.
Non-preachers?
I am. And Dimmu Borgir. All those guys. Like I said, I'm a big Swedish death metal guy, or Swedish melodic metal. I really like the Swedish. I really like the melodic metal.
So the first time I saw Amon Amarth, they opened with, it was them, Armored Saint, Suicidal Tendencies, opening for Megadeth. And when they first came out, so everything is steeped in the Viking storyline with them, and so they're all coming out with Thor's hammer and all the insignia from Odinism. And at that time when I saw them, I was always in work mode. So a lot of our white supremacists, they would hide their white supremacy behind the religion of Odinism, which is right. So Odinism is literally a fucking prison term, and so it's a Satru is the actual religion. So when they come out and they got all this shit on, my son, I'm just kind of like processing, and my son's next to me going, turn it off, I know what you're doing, because they all had Thor's hammer on them, they had all the symbols that all my white supremacists use, and I'm like, these aren't white supremacists, this is actual fucking, this is actually fucking Viking religion, I'm okay. But it was my son knew exactly where my head was, because that was my world all the time. So everything was gang related in my head, and so he was just laughing at me, but they put on a fucking killer show. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I've actually got I told you that I got a tattoo on my leg, which is, I started working on my leg sleeve, which is that skull right there. But you can see where it's covering up, and I've got runes.
Yep.
So, I've got them all the way around my leg here. And the only reason I'm getting them covered up is because, back in the day, I used to mess around with Odinism and black magic and all that bullshit, and I don't anymore. And I just want to get it covered up. But yeah, if you've got you might have a Thor's hammer tattoo, right? And if you go to prison, you get that Thor's hammer tattoo. Well, you're automatically considered to be a white supremacist, even if you've got different outlooks and beliefs and whatever, and religious views. And but that's a thing that they've co-opted for themselves, and that fucking sucks.
Well, it's
you know what I mean.
So the history behind it is it stemmed from the Nazis, and Hitler. What he did was he considered it the pure white religion. So he took symbols from the Nordic from Odinism, and he brought that into Nazism. So that's where you're going to get a lot of that crossover. So he's the one that's where it all started, and that's so a lot of times we more times than not it was more white supremacist based than it was actually Asatru based. When the guys I was dealing with.
Yes. Sure. But it was called. I'm sorry. I'm a little drunk. What was it was called the the what race? It started with an A.
The Aryan. Yep.
Yeah. So the Aryan race. Do y'all know where that fucking came from? Do you know where the Aryan race actually existed? In India.
Mm-hmm.
In fucking India.
Yep.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense what he had to say, what he was doing. There's a whole lot about Hitler that didn't make any fucking sense. I'm part Jewish. Jerry is Jewish as well. It doesn't, I've looked into this shit a little bit, and not much, but it just doesn't make any fucking sense anyway. But the Aryan race actually existed in around the Indian subcontinent. So they weren't white, blonde haired, blue eyed motherfuckers that it's clearly, so it didn't make any fucking sense. But at any rate, yeah. So the Thor's hammer and all those things, if you have those things tattooed on your body, well, you go to prison, you're clearly a white supremacist, so you might as well go ahead and join the skinheads. And but the sad thing is, I'm sure you well know this, if it were me going to prison, God forbid, because I don't want that. I'm going to have to be co-opted into the skinhead group, pretty much. Otherwise, I'm going to end up dead.
Well,
even if I don't.
Their idea behind it is what you do is once you get in, you get checked. You get what they call G-checked, and you get in there. And most times they're going to tell you to cover it up or get down. It's so that's kind of your choice. So you either cover up your tattoo. No one even knowing what it means and what it means to you is legitimate. But once they see it, you're either you gotta that's ours. You gotta cover it up or you fucking get down.
Well, I don't have any tattoos that would be like my whole right arm is covered in Japanese art. My whole left arm is covered in horror movies. And so, a heart for my grandmother and my grandfather, a ship for my uncle who served in the Navy here, a big-ass rose, and then I've got Pinhead, and I've got Freddy, and I've got Michael Myers, and I've got the house from Psycho. I don't have anything that could be construed as racist, which is hilarious because within my capacity as a a martial arts instructor, one of the first things that happened to me was I had a family that said that I was racist, because they said that I had a quote unquote Mexican boy, those were their words, bowing to the American flag on my mat. Now, everybody, regardless of the color of their skin or their ethnic origin, bow towards that flag. There's an American flag and a South Korean flag.
Ours
they bow
was,
towards those
ours was
flags.
exactly the same.
Yeah, so they bow before they get on my mat. But the little boy is actually Filipino. And so they made that decision that he was, in their minds, Mexican based on what they saw from standing behind him. And so the father is, well, he told me that he's black. I don't know that those are his words. I don't know if he's half or quarter or whatever. It really doesn't matter. But they said that I was a racist because of that, because I had this little boy bowing towards the flags before he got onto the mat. But and then they decided that he was Mexican by the color of his skin, even though he's Filipino. Both of his parents are from the Philippines, both of them. They barely speak English. So that being said, I think that makes them more racist than me. But I don't have any tattoos that would require being covered up. But if I go to prison, you know, I'm 5'7", I'm 190 pounds, you know, I'm bald headed. This isn't by choice. This is natural. This just happened because of my genetics. I'm going to end up being co-opted into something that I'm not going to agree with. I'm not going to be happy with. So, it's crazy. It's craziness. The way that tattoos happen to work I guess it's a branding type situation. It's just nuts.
I have two flags in the garage.
But,
my American flag is above me, and my Philippine flag is over here. And it's my respect to the professor, and because that was much as I love Taekwondo, my Tang Soo-Do, what I did in there just made so much sense to me, and I absolutely, that was my love. I actually had a couple students down here I taught who moved away, and I miss it every day. I miss it every day, being able to swing those sticks and get fucked up with sticks. There's nothing better than that feeling.
Exactly. Yeah, I train jiu-jitsu 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the mornings, on my lunch break. And then I go and I've got 2 or 3 days a week in the evenings where I go and train Krav, or I go and train Taekwondo or whatever. And I love it. When I started training jiu-jitsu, I lost 20 pounds. And I was actively trying to get to 200 pounds. I was 195 pounds. I lost 20 pounds in a month and a half. That shit will wear you the fuck out. And if you don't know how to handle yourself on the ground when somebody's sitting on top of your chest, that's the way to go. That's what you need to train. That shit is dangerous, but it's not the end all be all. A lot of people think that it is. A lot of people think that that's what you need to learn. That's not the case. You need to learn. I like Krav. I like Krav a lot because it's fuck you up real fast, and then go home. It's bring you almost to the end of your life, and then go home, because you try to ruin my day. No, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'm gonna go home. That's what I love that. I just love. I've been involved in martial arts since I was 12 years old, and I love the idea that I can continue to make myself dangerous. And I think more people should do it. I think more people should do it because the world is fucking upside down. It's absolutely nuts. It's Stranger Things is what we live in. It's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I was a late in life. We call ourselves Lil Mas, Lalna. We're a late in life martial artists. I got into it late in life. I wanted to do it forever. And, but I never had the fucking guts to do it until my kids got involved. And then I became really tight with their instructor. He's my best friend. He's like my brother. And getting involved with him, I was hanging out with him. I was 4 or 5 days a week, from weapons to just the basics, and just learning Tang Sudo. And then the Kajikido came in, and then I introduced him to my best friend, who was the instructor, and it just kind of took on from there for with the Arnis piece, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, Tang Sudo is another form of Korean martial art. It's very, very similar to Taekwondo. Yep. It's funny because there's a gentleman that I know of. I was training with him recently, and Tang Sudo involves more fists than Taekwondo does, right? Taekwondo's all kicks. Tang Sudo's more balanced with kicks and punches. And this guy had no idea how to use focus mitts. I was watching him, and he didn't know he had no idea. It's really easy. You punch left to left, right to right for the most part. He had no idea. He was just punching wildly. And I was like, he's a 3rd degree black belt in Tang Sudo. And I was just like, man, we need to work on some shit here. Like, this is, we got to figure some shit out. Like, this isn't exactly what's happening right now. I don't know. I've got a lot of respect for Tang Sudo practitioners. There's a woman around here, and she teaches Tang Sudo, and she knows Chuck
Norris. Yep.
And she knows, and his brother. She knows both of them. And she knows them because she learned Tang Sudo with them both from the same instructor.
That was World Tang Sudo.
Yeah. But she's got a picture of her between Chuck and his brother. It's funny because years ago when I started, my instructor was from Korea, and we were very insulated, very insular. We didn't compete. We didn't do any of those things. He just taught us, and that was it. And then years later, when I moved to Lexington and got involved in this, my instructor now, he's a 7th degree black belt in Taekwondo. He's got a 4th degree black belt in Krav. He's got a black belt in he's got a black belt in what's it called? It's another Korean martial art, but it's all about joint locks and shit like. He's got several. Anyway, when you really get into that community, your horizons broaden really quickly, and you find out that it's the community is not quite as big as you think it would be, and you find yourself within like 2 or 3 degrees of knowing this person or that person. People that you heard of your whole life, but you'd never actually met. You know what I mean? So like now I'm within 2 degrees of Chuck Norris. That's fucking bonkers to me. That's absolutely insane to me. Like I've never met Chuck Norris. I came very close to meeting Chuck Norris at a Comic-Con here in Lexington, but I've never met him. But like I'm 2 degrees from actually knowing the man, like because of this woman that lives here, that Tang Sudo instructor that knows Chuck Norris. Like it's my instructor. He's taught all over the U.S. He was inducted into the Martial Arts Hall of Fame back in 1998, I think, and he was a teenager at that point. He's taught all over the U.S. and the world, and he knows Bill Superfoot Wallace. He knows Frank Dukes. There's a guy that comes and sits on our black belt tests all the time that is really good friends with Frank Dukes. And for anybody that's listening, if this makes it into the show that doesn't know Frank Dukes, watch Kickboxer. It's just wild. It's just wild how small that community is, because it's is something like 1% of the population takes martial arts, and even 1% of that 1% actually reaches black belt or higher, and it's just crazy to actually know some folks that know some folks. You know what I mean? Like the people that I looked up to my whole life. Like I grew up watching Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I grew up watching Bruce Lee movies. I grew up watching all the martial arts guys. You know what I mean? And still to this day, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, they're terrible. They're absolutely awful, but I love them. I love them. Kickboxer, Bloodsport, Lionheart, they're fantastic movies. Absolutely god-awful movies, but they're a lot of fun to watch. They're a whole lot of fun to watch. So it's just fun to be able to say that I'm within, a couple. You always see the planets and the rings of their orbit. I'm within a couple rings of orbit of some of those guys. It's really cool, I think. Well, guys, I think that does it for this episode of Bourbon Beards and Belvederes. As always, don't forget to support your local veterans, active duty military members, and all active duty military members that are overseas, and first responders, LEOs. They're all out there giving everything they've got for us, and the least we can do is give them our support. Don't go out there and be an asshole. Make sure to show your support for them. Also, make sure to support children. The world's bonkers, and as adults, we need to make sure to be there for the kids and do everything we can to make sure they're safe and sound. Be sure to be on the lookout for the giveaway that we got coming up in November. It's September 28th as of this recording, so almost October. That's fucking crazy that has happened already, that it's almost October. But, be on the lookout for that giveaway. We got an awesome bottle from 10th Mountain Distillery. We got an awesome 150 count humidor and some awesome beard products from Lit Beard Co. 10th Mountain Distillery and Lit Beard Co. Two awesome veteran-owned companies, and we need to make sure to support veterans in any way that we possibly can. We'll be sure to give out the details as they come, and please listen to the details because it didn't work out so well the last time. We wanted to make sure that somebody is able to win these amazing products. Make sure to check out these awesome products at beardapothecary.com. That's Beard, APOTHECARY.com. They've got shirts, they've got beard oil, they've got beard butter, they've got candles, they've got car diffusers, they've got beard wash, they've got tattoo balms, they got all kinds of really cool shit. I'm right now I'm looking at a skull car fragrance diffuser, and it looks like something straight out of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is a terrible movie and a whole lot of fun to watch, and a really cool looking little product there. Lots of awesome stuff on that site. Lots of awesome products, really reasonably priced. Be sure to check them out.
That was one of those where Tanya was making these nice little car diffusers. They were really pretty and all that shit. And I'm like, bro, we need skulls. And she's like, really? I'm like, I'm all about skulls, and that's my thing. Yeah. Skulls, demons, and shit like that. I'm like, let's go. So she found the skull diffusers, and I was like, that's it. We're in.
Yeah.
That's an awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Be sure to check these out, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with any of these products. So, and be sure to enjoy your cigars and your whiskey responsibly. And until next week, cheers.
Cheers, guys. And thank
Please.
you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Bourbon Beards and Belvederes is produced by Adam Bolden, Paul Rousseau, and Jerry Ullman. Edited by Jerry Ullman. Music by Ryan Johnson. You can find all of our links on our website at bourbonbeardsandbelvederes.com and at beacons.ai/bourbonbeards and belvederes. As always, enjoy your bourbon and cigars responsibly. Cheers.